And both mics are on, so we can test them for Brian.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, and we'll play an ad. See a few people following already on the live stream. Folks, we'll get started about 6:45 p.m. with the pregame show. In the meantime, just testing out our mics, making sure our equipment is set up correctly. One more time for your mic, Doc, and everything.
Yep. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Right. Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 sports stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in New York at highschoolofficials.com.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience. Where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
Test 1, test 1. Testing mic 1, testing mic 1. He didn't hear us the first time, so we got to test him again.
Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, mic 2.
Testing mic 1, testing mic 1. He needs to hear you one more time.
Testing 1, 2, mic 2, testing 1, 2.
All right, perfect. All right, folks, we will be on with the pregame show here in about 13 minutes.
And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil and Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. And now the Corry Federal Credit Union pregame show.
Well, here we are in Salamanca, New York. Two 2-0 football teams in Class C South getting ready to do battle here in about 14 minutes' time. We welcome you into the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier alongside
Doc Doink.
Doc, first time having you on the air this year. Really excited to have you back in the booth with me. You've been too busy with your PA duties so far with the home games. Welcome back to the radio.
Well, it's great to be here. Just really excited to be part of this new CSP program. Really a series of new beginnings on many fronts, and I did get have the privilege of doing the PA for the first two home games, and the Wolfpack came home with 2 victories, and they really looked pretty good, and I'm really looking forward to this game tonight because I think Salamanca is going to give them a lot of competition.
When I looked at the Class C South during the preseason, back in the early summer, it looked to me like it was between Salamanca and Chautauqua Lake. I didn't know Southwestern was going to do the merger with Frewsburg, and I didn't know that some of their young players were going to come on quite as much as they have. Started seeing that in 7-on-7s, and I watched them at 7-on-7s 2 or 3 weeks in a row just destroy everybody. They lit Jamestown's defense up, and it was like, this team's for real. CSP kind of had a similar 7-on-7 experience. They came into it under the radar. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. Could Carson throw the ball like Tate did? Things like that. And surprisingly, passes were being completed. There was a lot of really good routes being run by some of these, up-and-coming receivers, I would say. Not that they're young. I mean, some of them are a little bit older. There's seniors like Cam Eining that they got playing time last year, but their name didn't get called as much as some of the guys that we were familiar with during that state championship run. This CSP team has flown under the radar the entire preseason, and then now the first 2 weeks, especially after giving up the late points to Faulkner, Casadega Valley, Maple Grove last week. So, Doc, this is kind of an exciting 2-0 versus 2-0 matchup because we have to find out what the Wolfpack's all about.
Yeah, for sure. And you did a really nice job of summarizing the games to date in the Class C Southern Division. It certainly seems that Chautauqua Lake and whoever else they're combined with, along with Southwestern and Frewsburg and CSP and Salamanca, those seem to be the 4 go-to teams at this point in time. And I don't see a juggernaut in any of those 4, but I see that all 4 of those are going to be better than average, and I think they're going to be really competitive games in that little 4-school competition.
We'll get to Coach's Corner here in a little bit and talk about what Coach Bodemer and I talked about. But his big point to me in the offseason and really during the Coach's Corner conversations has been, hey, listen, watch these 3 games for us. Watch Salamanca, watch Southwestern Frewsburg, and watch Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton, Ripley, whoever else is in that mix.
West Valley. Yeah. Let's throw them in.
Watch those 3 games, though, because if CSP can win 1, maybe 2 of those games, they're probably a playoff team. If they lose all 3, that's going to do it for them for the season, and they're just not going to be there. So we get the first one of those tonight. A couple big games happened last night. I want to touch on those before they go to the national anthem or anything here, and we'll go away to our sponsors when that happens. But last night, Franklinville-Elkiville picked up their first win of the season, beating Allegheny Limestone 28-12. Tough start for the Titans after losing to CSP in Week 1. Nice to see them rebound. I think Class D, we'll talk about Class D standings in a minute because they're wild, just like Class C.
Yeah.
And then Southwestern Frewsburg put 34 up on Portville, beating them 34-0. An upset in the C North. Medina fell to Barker Royhart. Royhart put up 29 on the Medina team that was 2-0 coming into that game. Probably the class of C North, or at least they thought it was. So I'm going to shake things up just a little bit. So tonight we will see some, I believe it's Chautauqua Lake's going to be taking on Springville, a team that CSP will see here in a few weeks. C-South standings, though, Southwestern stands at top with a 3-0 record. The Wolfpack, Chautauqua Lake, and Salamanca all 2-0. Fredonia 1-1, Springville 0-2, Portville 1-2, and Faulkner is 0-3. In the D, though, I mentioned this, and I think we'll go back to this real quick. Randolph, Newfane, Wilson, and Gowanda Pine Valley are all 2-0 at the top of the D. Isn't that incredible? And I think you and I talked last year up at Pine Valley. That Gowanda Pine Valley team's for real.
For sure. Yeah, they have a nice Carter Kaposi, I think is the quarterback's name. Yeah. Solid player.
It seems that Wilson's bounced back. They're 2-0. They've had some big wins. I think they've already scored 30. They're outscoring their opponents 34-0 so far this season. So good start for Wilson, who's bounced back. Newfane, who went, I believe, 8-1 in C last year. They're 2-0 in the D. They're putting some shows on as well. And then Randolph back atop the D once again. I mean, they just keep showing up there. So maybe not a better year to be in C than this year. The D is also loaded. So CSP, initially we thought it as a kind of a punishment, and it was for a competitiveness bonus. You're too competitive, you win too much. We're going to move you up to C and see how you do. And for better or worse, that's where CSP's at. We'll find out. I think it could be week 7. We'll find out about next year. Start finding out if they're going to keep them up in C for next year or not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I do think that the combination forgiveness on the beds numbers starts to expire after a certain period of time as well. You get a few years of playing in a lower division. You count one of the schools only 50% of their enrollment to allow the schools to figure it out administratively, and we're talking about practice schedules and home field schedules and getting everybody where to where, A to B and or C in this case, and so that takes time. So there is some merit and some logic to that, but those formulas expire after a period of time, and I think that has part of it, the explanation as well.
Absolutely. All right, Doc, we're going to play the Coach's Corner intro, and then we're just going to talk about what Coach Bodemer and I talked about this week. I don't have a recording of it, unfortunately, so we'll just talk through what he and I had a conversation about.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions and Climber, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant at Climber, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabi Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
And, Doc, a lot of new sponsors on that Coach's Corner intro. It took a while to get through. I'm happy to hear all these businesses in Clymer, Sherman, and Panama that have come out to help and support this radio broadcast in the Coach's Corner. And Coach Bodemer, very thankful as well. I'll make sure next week he's back on here. Apologies to you fans that I was not able to get a recording of him. One thing Coach Bodemer and I talked about, and Doc will get your input on this. Sawyer Whitney, 61 carries, 364 yards. 4 touchdowns. What a start for a sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. Really impressed with Sawyer's effort, just being a sophomore, but he puts the work in the off season. That really does seem to be part of the secret sauce to many of these athletes for them to excel when they get to the varsity level. It really is a function of how much work they do in the off season and in the summer. And Sawyer has certainly put his work in, and it's showing on the field. He reminds me a little bit of John Swabic from a few years ago. Swabic went on to be a Division I decathlete, I believe, at the University of Colorado, and did great things. And probably football was one of Swabic's weakest sports, but athletically he was non-pareil. And I see Sawyer Whitney following in those footsteps, and certainly has had 2 great games to start his varsity career.
Agreed. Another player we touched on is Carson White, and the conversation about Carson White a little different. People say, Carson's time on varsity was spent coming in after Tate ran the score up on everybody, which in a sense was kind of true last year. Carson actually played almost half the minutes for the CSP offense because our starting offense on that state championship run were being pulled at halftime or just slightly after halftime. So Carson managed the game last year, and he learned how to manage the game very well. But his numbers, 32 for 48, 355 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Pretty solid numbers. One of those interceptions, a tipped interception. You can't really blame that on the quarterback. The other one he did throw right into the linebacker who dropped back into coverage. Carson's really, showing he can throw the football around. And while he may not be Tate Catney's, he's definitely a competitive quarterback at this level.
Yeah, for sure. I've been very impressed with Carson's effort through 2 games. Very patient in the pocket. Doesn't do a lot of rolling out, at least in the first 2 games. But he is a patient pocket passer, and I've been very impressed. And last year, the opportunity that he had was very limited because, the not running up the score on your opponents, you're not going to have your second-string quarterback airing it out. And, when we were so strong, and even though he did play a lot of minutes, and those minutes and experience are very important, he did not have much of an opportunity to...
We're going to take a quick...
Wolfpack, the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
And welcome back into the 98.9 Sports Stream. CSP versus Salamanca, about to get started here in about 3 minutes' time. Doc and I were just talking through some players who stood out with Coach Bodemer, and some other things I want to touch on there, Doc, the defense. Last year's defense, CSP was led by Colin Ryan, arguably the best tackler, maybe other than John Watson to go through the program. Colin, just one of those guys. He was always at the football, 120-something tackles last year. This year, though, CSP led by really 10. It's going to be 6 guys who have more than 10 tackles through 2 games. So Cam Eining has 10. Colton Hamilton has 11. Troy Chambers has 11. Then it's Brian Gomez with 13, Blake Beckerink with 13, and Toby Watson with 13.
Nice.
So they're spreading it around.
Yep.
It's not quite the same kind of defense. It's a tackle by gang tackle, more so this year from the Wolfpack. And by the way, Gavin Burchanowski has 9. Matthew Redlecki has 9. They're not far behind these guys. Daniel Redlecki, Jr., following his brother right there with 7 as well. So quite a few Wolfpack guys. I think he's a sophomore. Daniel's a sophomore, right? Yes, he is. He's listed as a junior on the Section 6 website. So the Wolfpack at the middle of the field with the Warriors as they go through the coin toss. Doc, this is the New York State Class D champions, defending champs, against the Class C runners-up. So kind of a big implication game if you look at it from the outside in. What people probably wouldn't notice is that CSP graduated 21 and Salamanca graduated, I think, 17.
Right. Yeah, and it's great. Both schools had tremendous years last year, as witness to the championship for CSP and the runner-up for Salamanca. But both schools lost a ton of seniors, and that's what a program's all about. I mean, you rebuild and give other kids opportunities, and I'm just excited, and I think we've played really well so far this year. But I do think Salamanca will be their toughest test by far.
So far with the player of the game this year, Flicks Heating Daniels Electric is the player of the game sponsor this year. We'll give you an update, Doc, since you've been on the PA. Week 1, we gave it to Sawyer Whitney with an incredible 200-plus yard performance. Week 2, it went to Cam Eining after that pick 6, and that really impressed us up in the booth. So we'll see who stands out for the Wolfpack tonight.
And, well, it should have. Cam made a tremendous play on that pick 6. And do we have an injury update on Cam from when he was taken off the field last week?
The only update I had was that he was fine and we would see tonight. So
okay, well, that's good
no
news.
real details on what the injury
Yep.
was, and I think it was just cramping,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. Didn't actually get an official injury report on him.
Well, that's good. The fact that he's back, he was involved in a huge special teams hit on a play or two before he actually left the game. But great news to have him back, because I was not sure that was going to be the case.
Burchanowski, the sole return man deep for the Wolfpack, different return set than we've seen from them all season, as Salamanca prepares to get this thing underway.
There's no wind. The flags are just as limp can be.
2-0 versus 2-0 is underway. Fielded by Burchanowski. He'll come right back up to the 35 and get brought down there. Nice little return there by Gavin Burchanowski.
Yeah, I love those returns that are direct from point A to point B. Going east and west is a tough thing. A lot of defenders have an opportunity to get an angle to make the tackle, and that direct return is always a good step in the right direction.
See Blake Beckerink wide to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Whitney to the right of quarterback Carson White, who's in the shotgun. White takes the snap, a handoff to Whitney up the middle. He'll get gobbled up after a short gain, maybe 2 on the play. Looks like number 78, Evan Spruce, the senior defensive lineman. And Evan, I don't have his stats in front of me, one of the biggest guys on the field.
Yeah, they are. Salamanca has good size on that defensive front. Running out of the no huddle here.
2 wide to either side. There's the snap, the handoff to Whitney. He'll again get met at the line, plunge forward for a short gain, maybe 2 on the play.
Yeah, the Salamanca defensive front has certainly been stout through these first 2 rushing attempts. I'm going to have to try to go around the end here after 2 attempts in the middle have been pretty unproductive. 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. White gets the snap. He's going to look to throw. He looks to his left, looks downfield, now checks it down. He'll hit his receiver, Whitney, in the flat. Whitney going to make a man miss, get the first down and more. He's up to the 49 and brought down right around midfield.
Yeah, what a nifty reception on the part of Sawyer Whitney, and the first move that he made to elude that initial defender. No pass rush. Salamanca elected only to rush 3 guys, which were easily blocked, and turned out to be another first down for the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack going to get a chance to start this possession with a first down at midfield. There's the snap, a handoff to Whitney. He's got blockers in front. He plunges through the line, gain of about 3 on the play. And again, that defensive front for Salamanca making themselves known.
Yeah, that's for sure. He got along 2, maybe 3 yards on that carry, but they are stout and physical up front. And, I think we're going to have to test the ends and, throw the ball a little bit to be successful.
2nd and 7, trips left to the short side of the field. And a flag already coming in. It looks like from where that came in the defensive backfield. False start on the offense.
Jeez. Boy, I didn't see it, and we have a pretty good vantage point to the line of scrimmage from where we're broadcasting from. But, the official was emphatic with his flag. But, those are 5 big yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 12.
It's an interesting place for that flag to come from.
Yeah.
Too. I think that they've changed some of the focuses, though. And this is one of the new focuses for that back judge, or forejudge, I guess is what he is. White rolls out to his right. He's looking downfield. He has time. He pulls back and fires into double coverage, and he's going to throw an interception. Intercepted there by Salamanca. About a 35-yard pass that's pulled in by the Salamanca defender, and I don't have a number on the player who intercepted the ball.
Yeah, they're bringing
Did he
the
drop
ball.
it? He
They're
must have
bringing the
dropped
ball
it.
back. Yeah, absolutely. If that is indeed the case, we are very fortunate, because that pass had little to no chance of being completed, right into the teeth of 2 Salamanca defenders, and he had to have dropped the ball.
The number 4, Peyton Bradley, was the defender. I don't mind the play call, though. Carson taking a shot, that's not a terrible thing.
No different than a punt, really.
3 wide to the right. He'll roll to that side. Now he's looking downfield again. He'll fire once more, just over his receiver's head and just out of reach for Michael Horton.
Yeah, almost a terrific completion from White to Horton on that play. Horton's a big kid. I mean, he's 6'2", 6'3", long arms, and is a great target. And it's just, almost completed, but not quite, and we're going to drop back and punt.
And apologies, fans, I forgot to turn the camera there. Our normal cameraman is 11 years old and didn't join us tonight, so you got me for the cameraman as well.
And they don't want me, I'll guarantee you that.
Wolfpack ready to punt. Horton going to field that ball and get it into the air. A nice punt from Horton. Good error, and it's going to bounce at the 20-yard line. And kind
where's
of die there.
Oh,
There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. False start on the offense.
Yeah.
That was a great punt from Horton. If they get that again, they'll be happy with it.
That was really strange because I'm looking for coverage, waiting for the guys to barrel down the field. But we do not have the advantage of being able to hear the whistle from here. So
and there's a.
We'll get better as the game goes on.
Yes.
We're watching players stop.
So, Doc, Michael Horton, he steps into a big role, having to replace Bryce Hinsdale as the kicker and punter for this team. That's a tough spot.
Oh, for sure. But, he's done a nice job through 2 games. And that last punt was terrific. And, this punt's not too bad.
Nice punt, going to bounce at about the
big
28
bounce.
and take a real nice CSP
bounce
down inside the 10-yard line, all the way down to the 5-yard line. And the Wolfpack will down it there at the 5-yard line. What a nice play there. That's going to be a 56-yard punt, I believe, for Michael Horton.
It's inside the 5. That's the important thing. But it was a great punt and certainly aided by a huge bounce. But Salamanca is going to have their first possession deep in their own half of the field. Salamanca
quarterbacked by Peyton Bradley, who was the one who made that play in the secondary, made the pass from Carson White fall incomplete. We thought maybe it was intercepted there for a moment. Bradley was not a starter last year at quarterback. He did play some tight end, wide receiver, and linebacker for the Warriors.
And he's a big kid. They list him at 6'4", and he certainly looks to be all of that.
Warriors doing some shifting prior to getting set now. They do. They'll run that quarterback to the left side. He's being pursued towards the sideline. He really strung the play out, gets to the sideline, and he picks up about 6 or 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, a nice gain on that play is going to give them, in the least, some operating room. I thought that was a little bit odd that they're operating from the shotgun from their own end zone was where that snap was, but resulted in an 8 or 9 yard gain on the play.
And not a dangerous play call, but certainly riskier. Some of the Wolfpack defensive linemen did get at least a look at him. Dan Redlecki almost got there. All right. Bradley in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll give off up the middle and met by the Wolfpack defensive line and brought down immediately. Going to be a gain of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, and if he got 3, that's going to be enough for the first down, and it is. But it was well defended, but that was the purpose of that play, was to gain the first down, and 1st and 10 Warriors.
Wolfpack defensive line in comparison to the Warrior defensive line, quite a bit smaller, but certainly scrappy as we've seen through the first 2 games of the season. And the Warriors doing a bit of a muddle huddle, checking their wristbands. Quarterback Bradley under center. He motions one receiver across the formation. There's the snap. He'll give up the middle, and Wolfpack going to make a tackle in the backfield, and none other than Brian Gomez there.
Yeah, what a nice job from his inside linebacker position that Gomez has done through 2 games, and knifed through almost appeared to be a double team. Sometimes I think it's easier to block him hat-on-hat, one-on-one, but he split the double team and was able to tackle the ball carrier for a short gain on the play.
Doc Bryan flipped his number over to number 7 this year, which is the number that Colin Ryan wore. And you think it's kind of one of those unique things, that Wolfpack kind of turning 7 into that dominant linebacker number, which is not common in any sport, anywhere else, any other level of football.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout here. Well, maybe that's just a hand signal.
It is 2nd and 8 for Salamanca. And there's the handoff on a jet sweep. He's going to get past the defensive lineman and get tackled in the backfield. Wolfpack all over it. Going to be a loss of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, really well defended.
Did it turn over?
Yeah.
Wolfpack have the ball.
Boy, there have been some strange
I didn't see a Wolfpack player touch that football.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah,
first and goal, Wolfpack?
Yeah.
Or first and 10 from the 12, I guess it is.
Right, but whatever. Good for us. And,
wow, huge break for the Pack.
We just have a really bad vantage point on the far side of the field in the far corner, but we'll take the ball 1st and 10 from the 12.
White fakes the handoff. It's going to be a wide receiver screen to the right side. He's going to get past the first man, get tripped up, brought down about the 6-yard line. On the catch was Blake Beckerink.
Yeah, with that little bubble screen that was so popular last year. Different personnel, but still pretty effective. Good 5-yard gain on the play.
And that's the way I think you come out with some aggression if you're the Wolfpack after the turnover, and that's a really good opportunity there to advance the ball almost halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 5 now at the 7-yard line. White in the shotgun. He has Whitney to his left, 3 wide to that side. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. Whitney going to go right up the middle. He'll drag that defensive line forward for a gain of about 2 on the play, maybe 3.
Yeah, we got to be close to the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. Be interesting if this is 4-down territory or if we elect to kick the field goal.
Yeah, and Horton was, as you said, had a good game last week. He did miss a few extra points, but he did come down the stretch very well. There's the snap. White going to roll out to his left. He's looking for a man in the end zone. He's going to take it himself in for the CSP touchdown.
Excellent. Carson White has to be a 4-yard touchdown run. Made a great decision. Certainly a designed pass play where he had the option, and he looked for 1, he looked for 2, didn't like what he saw, and he just tucked it and scampered into the end zone, essentially untouched. Really good choice on the part of Carson.
Wolfpack set up for their extra point. See some young guys out here on this extra point team. It's kind of nice to see some of them get on the field. And kick is up, and it is good. One of those guys I see out there, Michael Spiesman out there on the extra point team. We talked a lot about his older brother Andrew last year.
Yeah, that's great. It's just all part of the transition. Different names, but, they had an opportunity to learn from some really good people. So I'll take 7-0 here halfway through the first quarter.
Not to start anyone here in Salamanca expected. The Wolfpack, though, their defense continues to be their strongest suit, and they take an early 7-0 lead after a turnover forced inside the Salamanca red zone. Well, if you're Salamanca, I assume the response is a long, methodical drive. If you're CSP, though, you can get them to go 3 and out right here. You could tilt this field real quick.
Yeah, for sure. The momentum of the game is certainly switched on that turnover. Turnovers at any level are a critical issue to determine the winner, and I would love to see a replay of that fumble because I really had no idea other than the fact that CSP made a great defensive play. They strung out that jet sweep. I mean, it wasn't going to go anywhere, but I did not see the ball hop out. But happy that it did and happy that we recovered it, and even more tickled we turned it into a touchdown.
There's the kickoff. It's going to take a bounce at about the 35, be touched by a Salamanca player, and then down there at about the 25-yard line. Horton's kicks have been angled a lot this year, bouncing outside the hashes. He did have one go out of bounds on him, but mostly they do die like that at the numbers. And another nice kick from him. Got a comment here, Doc. Jiminy Crickets, Doc Dewink in the booth. I love it.
Can we identify that person?
Mr. Hinsdale.
Oh, jeez. Well, there's a lot of those. It's got to be Hosehead David, I would guess. Yeah.
All right, 6:47 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Wolfpack. Salamanca's second possession. And their quarterback in the shotgun. Whoa, that was a weird motion call, and the whistles come in immediately.
There really been some strange plays.
They called that on the Wolfpack, though, I believe. I think they called encroachment. They did.
Yep.
So their quarterback calls for the ball and then does some weird thing with his elbow and his knee going up in the air, and then the receiver goes in motion. It's very strange. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
For sure.
Coach Bartosik over here in Salamanca dialing up some different kinds of things.
Well, and on that fumble, I swear he was trying to call timeout, and maybe he was, and they just didn't see him. But that play did result in a turnover, but it sure looked like he was trying to get a timeout to me.
1st and 5 at the 29. There's that motion call again where he raises his elbow and his knee up in the air. Snap is going to be a direct snap to the quarterback. He's going to run to the left side. He pushes one man away, does Bradley. He's going to get the corner and get up to midfield before he's tackled there by Johnny Abers.
Yeah, what a nice play the quarterback made. He is going to be a handful throughout the course of the evening. 6'4", he's got to go 2 1/4, I would say, and certainly likes to run the football. Made a good choice on that play and was able to achieve the first down.
Person's the one who got stiff arm there, and I don't think he expected that big of a stiff arm to come from a quarterback. As you said, a pretty big quarterback they have here in Salamanca. All right, 1st and 10 at midfield. 6:38 to play in the first quarter. Bradley under center. There's the snap. He'll give it up the middle. Immediately met in the hole, but dragging the defense forward. Mason Weber on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, there again was a good surge from the offensive line from Salamanca. They are a handful, and those same 4 or 5 kids that are, very sizable on their defensive front make up their offensive line. So, it's going to be a challenge for us, and certainly could wear us down in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line. You see the Wolfpack doing some rotating of the defensive linemen here. getting some different helmets on the field, and really, just as you said, Doc, try to prevent that being worn down by these bigger offensive linemen. Wolfpack put 4 on the line, down lineman, and show blitz up the middle. Bradley takes the snap. He'll give to the right side. Going to head for the corner is Quentin Brown, and he makes a nice run, breaks a couple tackles, flags everywhere. He's down to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, our defensive end just has to contain. He took one step to the inside, and that's all this running back needed because he does have quick feet and was able to achieve the corner, make a nice gain on the play. And we have a face mask that's going to be on top of that. So really very workmanlike drive for Salamanca as they're looking for their first score on the evening.
This is a spot in the field where the camera's a little obstructed, so apologies to the fans. It's kind of, you're going to see just the defense, I think, here, at least on the initial snap. So once again, apologies on that one. Still, I think this is my first time in the Salamanca booth. Have you ever been in the booth up here?
Yes, I have. I have actually done a handful of games from up here. Did many more games in their old field, and this is a major improvement. Really, really nice facility they have here.
1st and 10. Bradley gives to the left side, and again met right in the hole, but dragging the defense forward for a gain of 3 or 4. That time again, I believe. Oh, I don't know which running back it was.
Yeah, it is. It's the numbers are tough to tell.
18. Cameron Bowser. So he's at sophomore, just a sophomore getting that carry. All right, 2nd and 5. Warriors getting that sustained drive they were looking for here.
Yeah, that's for sure, and aided by that big 15-yard face mask penalty.
Bradley in the shotgun. 2 running backs to his left. He calls for the ball. Everybody checks their wristbands. They're going to change the play here at the line. Wolfpack defense does not make a change. It's going to be a quarterback run. He's met at the line of scrimmage and brought down by the Wolfpack. Great containment there by Daniel Redlecki.
That might be another fumble. We ended up with the ball, but the officials haven't decided yet. Shucks, that was close.
So we just talked about the end play and contain, Doc, and then Daniel Redlecki, the youngest guy on the field, makes the play.
Made a great play. Yeah, Salamanca caught a break there. That sure looked like could have been a fumble that we did end up with.
3rd and 5 at the 14. 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. CSP 7, Salamanca 0. Bradley in the shotgun. Motions the receiver. He'll take the snap, fakes a throw. He'll run himself up the middle. He's going to have the first down and more to the goal line. And they'll signal it a touchdown for the Warriors.
What a nice effort on the part of their quarterback. Really nifty design play. Fake the throw. These lights are going on and off. It would be my luck that they would just stay off. But he tried to he made a fake to throw the ball right, got the defense to move in that direction, and then he just tuck it on a well-designed quarterback draw and scampered into the end zone for a score.
Extra point attempt now. Dominic Hill, the kicker. He'll get it up, and it appears to be good. Correction, it is not Dominic Hill. Their jerseys are certainly much harder to read than CSP's tonight.
Yes.
Usually it's CSP's that I struggle with.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, but me too.
All right, so a 7-7 ball game. Let's get a quick word from our sponsor, Doc.
Yep.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Well, 2-2-0 teams. Both of them go down and score. And it's 7-7 here with 3:49 to play in the first quarter. Salamanca preparing to kick off to the Wolfpack.
Well, Salamanca is going to be a really tough opponent. They caught a bad break on that turnover deep in their own half of the field that we were able to score from, but we're going to have our work cut out for us, and it's just a great learning experience for this young squad.
Burchanowski again, the deep man for CSP. There's the kick. A little bit of a squib kick, going to bounce at the 25. Fielded by the Wolfpack at the 20, up to the 30. And looks like the ball may have popped out at the 31-yard line. Wolfpack going to cover it, and they will start their possession there. And again, field is obstructed here in the press box. Apologies to the fans that could not see the end of that play.
Well, Salamanca came to play tonight, and I have nothing but great things to say about their coach, Chad Bartosik. Solid guy, athletically a graduate of Salamanca, so he comes home, was a tremendous high school football player, got a Division I football scholarship to UB, so certainly excelled on that front. And he comes home and has really done nice things with the Salamanca program.
Wolfpack back in the shotgun is White. He's going to fire. He has a man up at the 35 and the 40. Breaks one tackle, gets up to about the 44-yard line. Nice little catch and run there by the Wolfpack. And number 5, no surprise, Cam Einig.
Yeah, it was. Cam has really done a nice job, and I am really tickled that he's back on the field because I thought he took a really big lick last week, and certainly a playmaker for the Wolfpack offense.
First down for the Pack. White again in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left. He'll drop back, look to that left side. He fires, has a man, hits him for a first down and more, up to the 40, the 30. It's Einig up to the 20. He's going to be tackled at about the 20-yard line.
Hey, jumping Jehoshaphat's. Cameron Einig again. I think we're going to have really good luck throwing the ball. We tried to establish the run early on and really got nowhere with about 4 or 5 different rushing attempts. But the pass offense is clicking, and Carson White is, really throwing a nice ball. And Cam Einig has 2 big receptions on this drive.
Wolfpack into the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 19. White rolls to his right. He's looking to throw it down the field. He may run with it. He will run with it down to the 12-yard line. Knocked out of bounds there. Again, the camera a little obstructed. Sorry, fans.
Well, I really like Carson's decision-making here in the first quarter. I always like it when the quarterback elects to keep it rather than trying to throw the ball into a narrow or a small window and have the pass incomplete or worse, being intercepted. So when he has that option to tuck it and run, he gains 9 yards on that play. 2nd and 1
at the 10-yard line. There's the snap. White going to roll to his left this time. He looks to throw. He fires. Has a man at the edge of the end zone, dropped by Cameron Einig.
Yeah, that was the small window I was talking about. There was a very little opportunity to complete that pass, and it would have taken a perfect throw and would have been a tough catch for Cameron. But
defender right in his face.
Yes,
too,
yeah, and he was double teamed, and that was a low percentage play. But it was a good shot on 2nd and short. Now it's 3rd and 1.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Whitney to his left. There's the snap to give to Whitney up the middle. He's going to get the first down and maybe just a yard or 2 more than the first down, but a nice little run there by Sawyer Whitney.
Yeah, Sawyer's really tough. I don't know what he's listed at weight-wise, but I can't believe he's much more than $160 or $165. And those tough yards, tackle to tackle, are really hard to come by. But we got a nice spot on that play, and it's 1st and goal from the
7-yard line, it says on the
says
scoreboard.
7. Yep.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide again to the left. He'll fake the handoff. Now hit that wide receiver screen to that left side. Got a blocker out in front. He's going to turn the corner and get to the goal line. I'm not sure if he got in. Was Johnny Abers.
Yeah, what a nifty play Abers made. The bubble screen, which is a staple of the CSP Wolfpack offense, very successful so far here in the first quarter, but the defender had a chance to make a tackle for little to no gain, if not a loss on the play, but Abers made a nifty move and was able to turn it into a gain, and it's all this action is taking place in the far corners of the end zone.
1:32 to play here in the first quarter. A 7-7 ball game. Wolfpack 2nd and 1 at the 1-yard line. White under center. There's the snap, the quarterback sneak, and waiting for a signal from our officials. They're not. There it is. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
Yeah, and I learned something last week from the public address perspective. I called that the tush push, the Wolfpack version, but I was summarily chastised by a fellow official, Ray Spad, said that is illegal in high school football. So I will not call that anymore. I will call that the quarterback sneak, traditional and conventional as it be, but it is no longer the tush push.
Horton to kick the extra point. His kick is up, and 2 in a row for Michael Horton. not making the mistakes we had last week. Wolfpack lead 14-7 with 1:23 to play in the first quarter. Quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back here in Salamanca.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
And welcome back into Salamanca. The Wolfpack up 14-7 on the Class C runners-up from last year, the Warriors of Salamanca.
Well, what a well-played first quarter. High school football, and we have 3 touchdowns in the first quarter and 3 successful conversions via the kick. Really well-played game on both sides.
Nice kick, fielded at the 20-yard line. Going to cross the field. He's up to the 25 and the 30. Going to get by a few guys and get all the way up to the 40-yard line. Nice little return there for number 14, Cruz Pennell.
Yeah, he's he just got leveled by his own teammate in their excitement due to that really nice return. But yes, he has really quick feet. Was able to elude the first line of Wolfpack coverage guys, and really nice return on the play. 1st and 10 from their own 41.
And again, they'll go under center with their quarterback Bradley. He'll snap it, pitch it to the left side. Man lost his helmet on the play. Wolfpack going to get there, and there's a flag that's come in.
Yeah, I think that whenever you lose your helmet, that is a function of not having your chin strap attached, and that is a penalty. From a safety perspective, there's a little discretion that the officials have, and if that's not a penalty on Salamanca, I will be slayed.
And looking for this, that wasn't a signal. He was talking to the other
Right.
official. And they
I think they called something on us. Maybe they thought we took the helmet off the kid.
Interesting.
Boy, I don't know what kind of mechanic that was. I've never seen that preliminary mechanic on the part of the official.
We'll see. I'm going to mark it off as just a 5-yard penalty. That makes it even weirder.
Yes,
because you think it'd be unsportsmanlike conduct if they rip the kid's helmet off.
Absolutely. Yeah, is some sort of hand to the face mechanic, analogous to grabbing the guy's helmet and taking it off. But whatever. It's going to be. Is it 1st and short?
Yeah, 1st and 2.
Yeah.
There's the handoff. Wolfpack, get him in the backfield.
Loss on the play.
Great play there by the Pack. They were all over that one. Looks like Troy Chambers led the way.
Yeah, this is just really an excellent high school football game. There's just some really good play, and I'm really impressed. Other than that one drive with the CSP defense, significantly smaller than the Warriors, but their quickness is starting to show here at the end of the first quarter.
2nd and 4 now for Salamanca. They check the wristbands. They're at the 47-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. There's the hand. It's going to be a quarterback run right up the middle. He'll get close to first down yardage, if not get enough. It's going to look like he's going to get a spot that's going to give him a first down.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a favorable and correct spot. They had a really nice push from their offensive line, and then you add the 225-pound quarterback behind it, and gets the momentum for that last yard, and it is 1st and 10, and that's got to be the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to tick down here. 5 seconds to go, and they're going to go to the end of the quarter here in Salamanca. CSP leads 14-7, and we'll take a quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 9602, offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Welcome back into Salamanca. A very exciting 14-7 ball game here at the start of the second quarter. The Warriors on the drive as they trail the Wolfpack here. And we usually take the time to do some of these segments, and I'm going to apologize in advance that this segment is not as thorough as it will be in the future or has been in the past. But, Doc, have you seen Cam Barmore's team, the Arizona Wildcats, are 3-0 on the season?
No, I have not followed that.
Off to a 3-0 start. Cam has been on the field quite a bit. Does not have a reception yet, but he had a couple pancake blocks and some other big plays. Been a big contributor to that 3-0 start for his team.
Well, what a physical specimen he is as well. I mean, 6'3", 6'4", and just solid as a rock, and just wishing him nothing but the best in the final year of his collegiate career.
Wonder if he'll be back in the area or if he'll go someplace else, but I expect to see him on a sideline. Reverse from the Warriors.
A little razzle-dazzle.
And really only a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. Wolfpack sniffed it out very well, stayed home on the backside. Credit to Matthew Redlecki staying home on that one.
That is for sure, because once he gets sucked in to the inside and that reverse is able to get around him, that's when you see the big gains. But he was able to turn that play, stayed at home, and was able to turn it into the pursuit and the defense, all that running for a 2-yard gain.
I got to tell you, Doc, one of the people who impressed me out there is Daniel Redlecki playing on that right defensive end. He's only a sophomore. I've watched him play up through and handoff up the middle. Going to be met by Troy Chambers and Matthew Redlecki in the hole, but he's going to drag him forward for about 6 on the play. Back to Daniel, though. He's only a sophomore. I've watched him play at the modified level and a little bit at the JV level. He plays with the football IQ of a much older player. He's going to come off the field now as he gets subbed out, but incredible to see him out there competing the way he does. And another one that's a sophomore that does the same thing is Mason Groders.
Yeah, two good examples. Really worked hard in the off season in the weight room. And if you're going to excel in football, that extra 10 or 15 pounds of muscle makes a big difference. And those kids are certainly bearing the fruits of the labor that they put in the off season.
3rd and 2. Bradley takes the snap. He's going to head to the right side. He has a first down and more up to the 30 and up to the 25-yard line where he gets brought down by the Wolfpack.
Yeah, he really is a handful to tackle, and Salamanca is very clever in their offensive scheme. They do a lot of misdirection and counter plays, get the defense flowing in one direction, and then the Salamanca runs back in the other, and that has been very effective so far. And again, we just have to stay to home and maintain our lanes because they're going to keep doing it until we stop it.
10:15 to play here in the half. 14-7 CSP. 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Warriors.
Hey, what a nice night, though. This is just perfect weather.
And now a more traditional-looking offense. 2 backs behind Bradley as he goes under center. Tight end to the right. I run that wide receiver all over the field. Hard count. There's the snap. A handoff to the left side. Wolfpack all over it. There's Daniel Redlecki.
Yep. Excellent. Double team, triple team tackle with him leading the way. It looks like he was crashing on that play and was able to neutralize his blocker and a 1-yard gain on the play. But this is definitely 4-down territory for the Warriors.
And 2nd and 9 to the 24 now. They'll wait for the call from Coach Bartosik over on the sideline. He a very patient coach. He's never really too emotional. He's always kind of in the moment, and that certainly helps ground this team. Bradley in the shotgun. He'll bring one wide receiver from right to left, fakes the pitch to him. There goes Bradley up the middle. He's going to be hit by in the secondary, but a nice gainer there. Going to be about 7 on the play.
Yeah, there again, there's lots of deceptive motion in their offense. Whether it's the wide receiver or the wing back, somebody is constantly in motion, and they typically end up running in the opposite direction, but very successfully here. And again, this is their second nice drive on the night.
And complete package change for the Warriors now as they bring in all the heavy guys here on 3rd and short. Going to be 3rd and 2. They're going to go 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks. This is the loaded full house set.
Yeah, lots of beef. And they are packed in tight as well.
And we know this is a run up the middle no matter who's taking it. And there it is to the right side. Going to plunge forward, gain of about 3, and it should be really close to a first down I believe they did accomplish it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you're under, and that was a small back. Number 19 is kind of diminutive in nature, and when you put him behind all those big offensive linemen and tight ends, pretty tough to find him, and tough play to defend, and it's going to be 1st and goal. So
Bradley in the shotgun. He's got one receiver to his right, one to his left, and the rest are, wow. Maybe the biggest tight end on the field right there.
Yeah, he's a good-sized guy.
Number 44 coming back out, Drake Fiersdorf. They'll probably run behind him, I would imagine. This now strong to the left. There's the give to that left side. Behind Fiersdorf they go right up the middle and plunge forward for 5 or 6 on the play.
Yeah, they're just manhandling us tackle to tackle with this size. Very effective, very workmanlike drive.
Wolfpack have to combat that with a couple things, right, Doc? Speed getting to the ball, and then that secondary getting some penetration, right?
Yep, that is for sure. This is an opportunity to blitz some linebackers or cornerbacks because they have not. Have they even thrown a pass yet?
I do not believe they've thrown a pass.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Bradley in a pistol, hands off to the left side, and met at the line.
Better. Yep.
Jesse Hill on the carry, then small back you mentioned before. He's only one of the smallest players in the team. He is a senior, but yeah, probably about 5 inches shorter than their other backs.
Yeah, for sure. He is tough to filter through all those offensive linemen. And I miscalled the 1st and goal a minute ago. They still can make a 1st down without scoring, and I think they're about on the 5-yard line.
Scoreboard has them 3rd and 3 on the 6.
Okay.
Pretty good eyes you got there, Doc, considering it's all the way down here at this end.
Close enough in my world.
They'll check their wristbands for the play call. Back to a heavy set again. Bradley in the shotgun, waiting for the snap.
Oh, fumble.
He'll fumble that snap. Gets a lot of pressure from the Wolfpack. He runs around him. He's going to get to the corner, and I don't think he got in. Looks like they got him just a yard short. But a nice recovery there by Bradley.
Yeah, for sure. We had him dead to rights, too. He fumbled the shotgun snap. We had 2 kids that had solid shots at him and both missed, and he was able to turn that into I think he got a 1st down on it. Short of the
5-yard gain.
Yep, short of the goal line, but still it is now 1st and goal from probably the 2. Yes, that's what they have.
Right at the 2, yep. So again, fans, sorry about the camera angle here. We do have windows here in Salamanca that are blocking part of your view. Doing the best we can to show you as much of the action as possible. Bradley under center. He'll give to the left side. Hit in the backfield and brought down by the Wolfpack. Just shy of the end zone. The carrier was Jesse Hill once again.
Yeah, this is a really difficult scenario for us being significantly undersized than what they are, but we were able to crash the linebacker on that play and disrupt the rhythm of their offense. And that's what we got to do is keep shooting the gaps, and from the 2-yard line you can take lots of opportunities defensively. And again, they have not thrown the ball yet, so.
Heavy set again for the Warriors. Bradley in the shotgun. He'll run it himself to the left side. He's in
touchdown
for the Warrior touchdown.
Yep, it's just that's what we're going to see for the next 2.5 quarters, I'm sure. They are very physical and very strong and significantly larger, and they just wear us down with their 2nd long drive of the night, resulting in their 2nd touchdown.
So, Doc, if you were at home watching this game, would you be shocked by this start? 14-13 extra point attempt incoming?
I would say yes. I mean, both offenses have been very effective in their own way. CSP has thrown the ball very effectively, and obviously a lot more than Salamanca has, since they haven't thrown it at all. But Salamanca, tackle to tackle, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
And the extra point attempt is good. We get a 14-14 ball game.
Yeah, we've had 4 touchdowns. The result of good drives from both teams. We have 4 successful extra point kicks, and it's 14-14 halfway through the 2nd quarter. It's really a well-played game and fun to call.
We're going to get a quick word from one of our sponsors. Be right back here in Salamanca.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
And as I said, it was definitely a quick word. 15 seconds later, we're right back here. But the Wolfpack already taking the field to get ready to receive this kick, as I think they're excited to get their offense back going after some success on that last drive.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of confidence in the passing attack in particular. The traditional assault of establishing the running attack and then throwing, we're kind of doing it just the reverse. We're throwing the ball and using that to set up Sawyer Whitney in the rushing attack. And whatever's effective is what you have to do. And it's just been a very well played quarter and a half.
5:19 to play here in the first half of this game. And the Wolfpack ready to receive this kick again. Burchanowski, the deep man. Kick is in the air. And an angled kick coming to this sideline. Going to be fumbled there by the Wolfpack. Picked up finally. That was Blake Beckerink, and he gets hammered.
Yeah, that was, we're very fortunate there. When that ball is bouncing around, the dew, moisture, oblong nature of the projectile, lots of times you're just better off to fall on that rather than try to make something out of nothing and possibly turn the ball over. But it's our poorest field position on the night, but that may just translate into a long drive.
Start on their own 22-yard line, as you alluded to, Doc. 5:13 to play, a tied ball game, 14 apiece. And here come the Wolfpack offense. White in the shotgun. He has 3 wide to his right, Whitney to his left, and 1 receiver there. He drops back to pass, rolls to his right. Pressure coming now, and he'll throw that one away. And Salamanca sideline thought maybe he wasn't outside the tackle, but he was.
Yep, and that really is the first pressure that Salamanca has been able to get on White. And I'm sure that Coach Bartosik, noting the success of the Wolfpack passing offense, knew that had to change, and he sent the linebacker, and he was able to make White throw the ball sooner than what he wanted to.
And there's a flag.
Just
threw that right now.
I'm going to quit guessing because I've guessed wrong. Roughing the passer?
I think he called intentional grounding on the Wolfpack.
Wow.
Quite a bit after the play.
Yeah. Yep, Coach Bartow. Well, you see, and I thought that the defender kind of body slammed Carson White on the tackle, and after they processed that hit, I thought that's what they might have called, but no, you're correct.
Wow,
that's loss of down and a 10-yard penalty. So this is a really tough down and distance for us, deep in our own half of the field, and there is 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Wolfpack have to play smart here. You want to try to move the ball forward, get a first down, but you also want to prevent giving the ball back to the Warriors here with a short field.
And we certainly have the short end of the penalty sticks so far. I don't know if Salamanca's even had a penalty called on them.
2 on CSP, none on Salamanca so far. White takes the snap. There's that wide receiver screen to the far side. He'll have a man, but first defender got there. Wow, look at that block downfield. Had nothing to do with the play in the end, but it was a fantastic block.
It was 7 or 9. I didn't get that number, but
I think it was 7, Brian Gomez.
Yep.
And so that brings up third down for the Wolfpack after the very short gain. Third and a lot, Doc.
Yep, it's third and another zip code.
Looks like 22 according to the scoreboard. And now going to be a timeout, it looks like, on the field. Still haven't seen which team called timeout, but timeout on the field nonetheless. And we'll take a quick timeout here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support.
An intentional grounding call back the Wolfpack up in their own end. 3rd and 22 from their own 10-yard line here. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to his left, 1 to his right, and Whitney to his left. There's the snap. He'll roll to that left side. He looks to fire, pressure in his face. He finds a man and just overthrows his receiver on the play.
Yeah, that was a pretty good throw, and certainly appeared to be a catchable ball, but that does stop the clock, and it's going to give Salamanca really good field position here and plenty of time to maybe eke out a score going here into halftime.
Big punting situation here for the Wolfpack on 4th and 22 at their own 10-yard line. At least they're at the 10 and not a little closer to the end zone. Give Michael Horton a little bit of room here to operate. 4:29 to play, as you alluded, Doc. Wolfpack getting a last-minute man on the field. Looks like that was Sawyer Whitney who was late to the party. Man in motion. Here comes the snap. There it is. Horton fields it cleanly. The boot is in the air. And another nice kick from Michael Horton. Bounces to the 50. It's fielded there. Wolfpack miss a tackle. And the return man going to get up to about the 42. I think that was his furthest forward momentum.
Yeah, that was a chance to keep him around the 50-yard line, but missing that first wave of tacklers allowed him to get another 5 or 6 yards. And, they have plenty of time. It's going to be a short field for the Warrior offense, and I do think we have another timeout.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Wolfpack player down on the
injury.
play. We'll get a quick word from one of our sponsors during the injury timeout.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
And welcome back into Salamanca. Injury timeout coming to an end now. And, Doc, was that Daniel Redlecki I think I saw?
Yes, I think that's who it was, and I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, and he jumped up, and I'm sure that after a play or two he'll be back in the game, and it does not appear to be anything more serious than that.
Good news there for Daniel and the Wolfpack. 4:15 to play. The Wolfpack defense going to have to make a stand here to keep this thing even as the first half is winding to a close.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge. The only thing in our favor is the sense that they have not thrown the ball yet. So, 3 yards in a cloud of dust does take some time, but they have all their timeouts to utilize as well.
Bradley in the shotgun, 2 running backs to his right side. They'll fake the jet sweep. He'll follow the sweeper now forward for a gain of about 10 and near a first down.
Yeah, it's just so advantageous to have the quarterback run the ball because they get that extra blocker, and that does make a big difference. And they have really big kids on the offensive line to boot. So this rushing attack has been very impressive here, especially in the second quarter.
Gain of 7.5, let's call it. 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line. Clock down to 3:45 to play. And they're waiting for a call from Coach Bartosik.
Yeah, this helps us. It just takes a while for them to get their play call and get their formation and switch once or twice, but
down under 3:30 now. There's the snap finally. A pitch to the right side. Wolfpack trying to sniff it out. They'll string it out to the sideline, and though he went forward for about a yard on the play, I believe, is all he's going to get. As the Wolfpack did a good job stringing him out. Blake Beckerink on the play.
Yeah, that's for sure. That kind of plays to our strength. Our defense is built on speed and quickness, and it's a lot harder for Salamanca to run on the ends because of that speed and quickness, and they've been much more effective on the inside tackle to tackle.
3rd and 2. Clock down under 3 minutes now. 2:50 to play here in the first half in a 14-14 ball game as the Warriors try to put one on here before the end of the half. Looking at Coach Bartosik again for a play call. They're down to 2:40 to play now.
Yeah, I just think that there's got to be a more efficient way to get the play in than what this is.
Snap pops loose of Bradley's hands. He's going to be chased. He'll throw it up in the air now. Oh, no one near there. He does it, throwing it out of bounds. For a second, I thought that was heading towards a Wolfpack player.
Uh-huh.
It'll be interesting to see if that was an intentional grounding, because he was not outside the tackle.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And they're at least going to talk about it. And I think, I don't know.
Clock stopped at 2:28.
Well, they have to. There was no Salamanca player even close to where that ball was.
Well, he definitely was not outside the tackle. They're still talking about it.
Yep, they are. And I have a feeling it's going to be a no call because Coach Bodemer is livid over there.
As he should be.
Yep, absolutely.
That will make it 4th and 2 at the 35 for Salamanca. Their offense still on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. And it stopped the clock to boot. But, that was a good snap. The other snap was low that he fumbled. This snap, he just started to look before he caught the ball and ended up fumbling it. Salamanca is very fortunate to retain possession.
Crucial play here, Bradley. His exaggerated motion request. He fumbles that one too, picks it up, rolls to his right. Wolfpacker right there. He throws as he's hit, incomplete, and the Wolfpack, they make the defensive stand they needed right there.
Yep, number 54 made a great play for the Wolfpack defense.
Troy Chambers.
He just put pressure on the quarterback, and Troy's again the undersized compared to the quarterback, but used his speed and quickness and strength to pressure the quarterback. And I don't know if they're going to punt or.
First down, Wolfpack now.
Oh, yeah, it was turnover on downs. Yeah, that was 4th down. Yep.
1st and 10 at their own 35, 2:23 to play. They still have 2 timeouts? They have all 3 timeouts still.
Yeah, what a great defensive stand for the Wolfpack.
Warriors show blitz, handoff to Whitney. He's got running room up the middle. He's to the 50-yard line before he's tripped up. A nice 15-yard run for Sawyer Whitney.
Yeah, that passing attack has softened the defense and has allowed the Wolfpack to make a couple cracks in that offensive line. A really nice run on that play by Sawyer Whitney.
Good job by this side of the offensive line towards us, the left side, picking up that blitzer at the last second as well. White in the shotgun now at midfield, 1st and 10. He'll give it to Whitney again up the middle. Whitney going to push his line forward for about 3 on the play.
Yep, short gain. I guess they'll give him 3.
Hard fought yards there for Sawyer.
Yep, the issue is more the clock than anything else.
Down under 2 minutes now, 1:52 to play. Wolfpack coming to the line. They still have all 3 timeouts.
And 47 yards to go to pay dirt.
White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap pressure coming. He fires, has a man. He completes the pass. And a gain of about 8 on the play up to number 9. Johnny Abers going to be enough for a Wolfpack first down.
Yep, excellent pass and catch. Clock stops as they reposition the chains in high school, and 1:30 to go. What would they start the clock for? They don't even have the chains set.
They seem to be jumping. I noticed it last week, too. The officials get to it a little faster than the chain gang does. All right. 1st and 10 at the 37. White drops back. Looks to throw. He'll roll to his right. A little bit of pressure coming. Good back block there from Red Lecky. He'll get to the sideline, get out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. He makes 5 yards out of nothing there and gets the clock stop with 1:10 to play.
Yeah, that was a big block, and again, White made a really good choice in my opinion there. Looked downfield rather than risk throwing an interception because the receivers were well covered. He tucked it and was able to gain 5 yards on the play, and more importantly, to stop the clock.
2nd and 6 at the 33. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left. Whitney to his right. There's the snap, fakes the handoff to Whitney, fires, and Burchanowski able to grab that, but he goes down as he catches it. And I think he maybe has a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, that almost would have been better to incomplete. The clock would have stopped. In order for the receiver to catch the ball, he had to go down to his knees, and the play was blown dead immediately.
So now the Wolfpack immediately shift into let's waste a little clock mode here on 3rd and mid-range as the clock's now down to 42 seconds to play. 3 wide to the short side of the field, 2 wide to the far side. White awaits the snap. There it is. He'll look both ways. Fires over the middle, has a man, completes it to Blake Beckerink, who gets picked up and thrown down just short of the first down.
Yeah, big hit on that play across the middle, but, really nice throw and catch, and it's close to a first down.
Clock's at 30, and I see they stopped it.
Well, I think they're going to have to, well, it is a first down. Yep, they're moving the chains.
I assume the timeout is CSP's. Yes, it is. CSP takes a timeout after that first down. And they're getting close to field goal range. Still got another about 15 yards to go to get into Horton's range.
Yep, for sure. And that is a thought and certainly a luxury to have somebody that has a chance to make a field goal. But we are going to have to get closer than what we are. And I wouldn't be surprised if they take one or two shots into the end zone as well.
So I'm getting text from the sideline down on the CSP side. Not the sideline itself, the fans. Let's be clear. It's not the coaches who are complaining. Very upset that was not an intentional grounding call.
Yeah, and I have to concur with that assessment. If you're going to call the one that they called and not to have called the one that just happened, I would have to disagree with that.
So 30 seconds to play here in the first half. 14-14 your score. First and 10 at the 27 for the Wolfpack. Hopefully they can move the ball a little bit so I can get this window off him in front of the screen for you fans. There's the snap. White rolls to his right. He's looking downfield, still looking. Now he's going to get to the corner. He'll fire one up, and it's deflected, incomplete, almost intercepted.
Yep, and I don't necessarily disagree with him throwing that ball into double coverage there. The down and the distance and the time left in the quarter, if that was intercepted, it was going to be inside the 10-yard line. Salamanca would have had a whole field to go with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. So I think that was a good choice.
To throw the football
right.
At least yet.
Yep, they haven't shown other than intentionally grounding the ball, that isn't called.
All right. Second and 10 now. 27-yard line. 21 seconds to play. White in the shotgun, empty set. 3 wide to his left, 2 to his right. Drops back, looking for a man. He'll now take off. He almost fell down. He'll fire the ball out of bounds, and the clock will stop with 13 seconds to play.
Yep, another good choice throwing that ball away. Live to fight another day, play another down. It's going to be third down with 13 seconds to go. If Salamanca has an injury.
Yeah, it's Cruz Pendleton, who's one of their fastest. Who's one of their fastest defensive backs. He on that play was covering a crossing Cameron Einink, and Einink turned and broke, and when Pendle did, he came up limp. So hopefully not too bad of an injury for him. Third and 10 for the Pack now. 13 seconds to play. Still at the 27-yard line. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Crowd trying to help their Warriors out. White drops back to pass. Pressure coming. He has to move to his right. He has time. Now he's on the run, and he's being pursued, and he'll go down. Look like he tried to throw the ball out of bounds there at the last second. Yeah. And Wolfpack going to have to use a timeout if they want to stop the clock there. 3 seconds to play.
Well, the only thing we can do here is throw one into the end zone or hope for a defensive penalty.
The ref standing over a flag at the 26-yard line.
Probably intentional grounding.
And that flag will determine if the Wolfpack even want to use a timeout, right?
Yep.
Now he's waving it off. So flag is waved off. 3 seconds to play. Yeah, you're right. The Wolfpack pretty much have to take a shot now. It's the only option left. No time to get into the field goal range at this point.
Right, and it would be a 40-some yarder from here, from the 30-yard line.
Maybe the guy last year could have done that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
No offense to Michael Horton.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, and maybe we'll just take a knee and go into halftime, which I think I guess CSP did call a timeout.
They did, and it's interesting. I mean, you're at 4th and 12. The only thing you got to worry about is an interception return for a touchdown, right? Everything else is fine. So do you take a shot? You let Carson White throw one up in the end zone, even if he throws a pick, as long as you guys make the tackle, everything's okay. And you have an opportunity to take a 7-point lead into the half, which is maybe more valuable than most anything right now against this team.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide. The luxury of the timeout gives you a chance to process the moment and hopefully make the right decision. But
Coach Greg White, who calls the offense for the Wolfpack, has made his decision and sent his offense back out there on the field. And as soon as I say that, I thought Salamanca was going to call another timeout there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the offense on the field. 4th and 12 at the 29-yard line, 3 seconds to play. White going to have a shot at the end zone here for the Wolfpack. There's the snap. He drops back. Good time. He has protection. Moves to his right. He's going to throw one up towards the end zone. Has a man and just through his hands in double coverage.
Yeah, well worth a chance. They throw the ball deep into the end zone, and it was well defended, but we also had a chance to come down with the ball. So end of the first half. Tie ball game, 14-14.
No harm, no foul on that. So the Wolfpack battle hard in the first half. They're tied with the Warriors here at halftime. We're going to send you to our halftime break. When we come back, it'll be the halftime show here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. Stay tuned. The Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
WHYP-LP Corry.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music.
You are the only exception. You are the only exception.
And this is Channel 98.9 Music.
So who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. But God, I need a
Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight right here on Channel 98.9.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama, TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabot Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
Or B, just roll with it?
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angela Morton. I help bring awareness of drug and alcohol issues to rural areas. Let's talk about addiction. Did you know addiction is a medical condition that is treatable? Using drugs or alcohol changes your brain, and treatment can help people recover from addiction. If you or someone you know are struggling with drugs or alcohol or wonder if you might be addicted, help is available even if you don't have insurance. It's your life and your decision. It just starts with a phone call. Call 1-800-662-HELP and ask about treatment options in your area. This message is brought to you by Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave W. Phillips, along with my sidekicks, Taryn McKenna. We have a new show here on Channel 98.9. It's called Studio B. Indie alternative music, SoCal style. Studio B is new, cutting-edge music from up-and-coming artists or artists you may not have heard of before. Studio B, Sundays at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music. Channel 98.9 Music. Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
Thanks for tuning in to CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream, powered by Lictus Oil and Propane. The halftime show is a presentation of the Corry Federal Credit Union. The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack Football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
And welcome back into Salamanca, New York. A Class C South battle between two 2-0 football teams. Find the Warriors with 14 and the Wolfpack with 14 as we are just about to wrap up halftime here in Salamanca.
Yeah, it was a great first half. Well played on both sides. An interesting dichotomy with the Wolfpack primarily using the passing attack to be successful, and the Warriors are certainly a rushing predominant team. And I'm going to give Salamanca some credit. As much as this, typical halftime is 10 minutes long or 12, I don't know, 10, 12, 15, whatever it is. But then New York State has a 3-minute stretching halftime, or that's added to the halftime, and as many games as I watched, nobody uses that 3 minutes to stretch. But Salamanca did tonight. They just finished, so way to go, Chad Bartosik.
And, Coach Bartosik's an interesting guy, and I don't know if he gets enough credit for some of the things that he accomplishes in Section 6 football. When I was running the Panama youth football team before we merged into a CSP program, Coach Bartosik took the time to come out and visit all the youth teams and talk about safer helmets, talk about safer practices. They actually wear chips in all their helmets on the Salamanca sideline that monitors head impact. And he takes a look at those chips after every practice and every game to determine if a player needs to go no contact for a couple days just to get that number down. They take a couple hits on a Tuesday. He'll have them go no contact on Wednesday. and he's doing that throughout the week to monitor his player safety. Definitely cutting-edge stuff there from Coach Bartosik, and I'm happy he was able to bring that to us at the youth level. Kind of an expensive technology, so hard for some of the youth programs to implement, but that's the kind of stuff that's coming in football that's going to help these coaches
For sure.
take care of these players as we continue to grow.
For sure. And what would the approximate expense per helmet be for something like that?
I think it was around $100 a helmet.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So then you have, 50 kids, that's $5,000.
Yep.
Bingity bang.
Now, right now is probably a good time, and especially in the state of New York, to be trying to implement something like that in a program, whether it's a youth program or a high school program. A lot of grant money out there to make the sport safer.
Well, concussion protocol is certainly a hot topic, and especially in youth football. If the studies are correct that mini concussions are cumulative, that 100 mini blows end up equating to one large blow later on. Certainly something that if we can monitor that more effectively, certainly everybody should be interested in it.
All right, the Wolfpack going to get us started with a kickoff here from Michael Horton to start this half. Doc, that was a quick halftime. It was a quick first half. Some great scoring. Let's see if the second half brings us the same kind of action.
Yeah, for sure. We just have to control the Salamanca quarterback. He's had a great first half and is a very good football player.
Nice bounce on that kick. Fielded at the 22. First man there is going to miss. Second man's going to miss. He has the edge, and he's going to get brought down at about the 46-yard line. Nice touchdown-saving tackle there by the kicker, Michael Horton.
Yeah, big return for the Warriors. A great start to the first possession of the third quarter. Across the 50-yard line on the kickoff return. Let's see where they're spotted.
Looks like just short of the 50.
Yep.
So I'll say this about Michael Horton. We saw that play a lot in the past for other teams. Usually don't get a good run back in CSP, but in this case they did. He didn't have a lot of opportunities to practice that, last year with
Right.
Bryce out there. So great job by him and the kicker filling the hole and preventing that from being a touchdown. And
That's going
looks
to
like
be
gonna
5 on us.
encroachment on the Wolfpack.
Yep, a little excited here. Big halftime speech, no doubt, to get the crew going, and a little bit anxious. It's going to cost us 5 yards, and we will now cross the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Matthew Redlecki, the player who was encroaching on that play. So 1st and 5 now at the CSP 46 for the Warriors. And again, they'll come into that same set where they have their quarterback under center, Bradley, a halfback off to his right and the tailback deep about 5 yards in the backfield. There's the snap. He'll give to that tailback to the left side, and he's met there at the defensive line and turn the other way very quickly. Number 56, Mason Weber, showing his strength on the play.
Yeah, short gain on the play. More than what I thought. A solid 6 or 7 yard gain on the play.
Well, it's only 2 because they had the penalty previously.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
So 2nd and 3, the call on the 44-yard line. And Salamanca waits for the call. They're going to have 2 receivers over to the right side. They still haven't made up their mind on what play they're running yet.
Right. Well, and I got to believe they're going to focus tackle to tackle. That's where all their success has been. When they try to run the ends, the speed and quickness of the Wolfpack defenses dissuaded them from doing that, and they've certainly been less productive running outside versus up the middle.
Using up a ton of clock here. Move the fullback to the middle. Snap gets away from the quarterback, Bradley. He'll fall on as the Wolfpack get to him. He's going to lose about 12 yards on the play.
Yeah, that certainly has been a problem, whether the snap has been high or low, or whether the quarterback has had just trouble on his own. That has been a mystery here, and it's got to be the 4th or 5th mishandled or fumbled snap out of the shotgun. And matter of fact, it bothers Coach Bartosik enough that he's going to call timeout.
Injury on the field is Brian Gomez for the Wolfpack. So a great defensive play follows up with a not-so-great thing, seeing their leading tackler on his back.
Yeah, and I got to believe that as the night goes on, the field is going to become dewier and dewier, and maybe make that. And I think this was a cramp for Gomez. It's exactly what it was. He's up and stretching that cramp out, but it's an issue every time we play Friday night. Multiple guys usually end up cramping up, and get them some fluids, and they'll be okay.
And you see this all across Western Pennsylvania and Western New York football. One thing Brad Swanson said when he was with me the last 2 weeks is we should really start keeping a cramp counter up here in the booth. He said in a given day in District 10 in Pennsylvania, he's seeing 6 or 7 times for stoppage for cramps. And we see quite a few as well.
Yep, well, and it is a function of fluid intake, and it's incumbent upon the coaching staffs and the training staffs to, encourage the kids to hydrate. Now, just because you tell them to doesn't mean that they do, but that is the preventive and the antidote for that problem.
Throwing down here for the Warriors, who have not completed a pass yet in this game. Bradley in the shotgun, 3rd and 16. He drops back to pass. He'll now take off and get away from one defender. He's going to try and run with it. He gets back maybe 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage, and that's all the further he'll get. Daniel Redlecky's waiting for him there.
Yeah, and we have nice pressure on the quarterback, and they were able to keep him in the middle of the field. And, again, that makes a big difference where the defense can, pursue the quarterback rather than let him achieve that corner. And this is going to be 4th and a lot. You got to think
4th and 13, and they're going to go for it?
They're going to go.
Oh, he's going to drop back and pooch punt it here.
Yeah.
So their quarterback, their punter, as that punt gets away. A nice punt, going to bounce at the 20 down to the 15 and go out of bounds at that 15-yard line for Salamanca. So that little pooch punch thing worked pretty well. The Wolfpack didn't have anybody back to return that kick.
Yeah, and I just couldn't believe they were going to go for 4th and 12 on their own half of the field, and lo and behold, they weren't. But they disguised it very nicely, and we did not drop our safety back to at least fair catch that punt. So very, very effective play for Salamanca. But CSP is going to be 1st and 10, their first possession here in the 3rd quarter of a tie game.
Wolfpack defense did their job to get this second half started. We'll see if their offense can go the length of the field here as they'll start way back on their own 15-yard line. White in the shotgun. He has Whitney to his left. There's the snap, the give to Whitney up the middle. Nice running room for Whitney. He's up to the 20 and past the 20. And I think the ball just popped out, and Salamanca says they have it.
That appears to be the case.
And again, the window in the way. Sorry to the folks watching on the live stream. The official signaled that Salamanca did come up with that football. Whitney got hit, and as he got hit, I think the ball popped out.
Well, and again, a second or third effort many times gets a tailback or running back in trouble. They want to fight for every single yard, but as they go through the second and third points of contact, it makes it a little bit easier to jar that ball loose. But again, this is really a function of the pooch kick that Salamanca just completed that allowed them to get this terrific field position.
1st and 10 at the 27. They run to the right side. Going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. Brought down there by Redlecki, and Weber. Got a whole defensive line named Redlecki over here.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Well, they made a great play there. Short gain on the play. But they're going to have to be stout here.
And you see some tired boys running off the field for CSP right now. They're trying to go deep into their rotation defensive line-wise. And I see Michael Spiesman out there at nose tackle right now as they just pulled. Who did they just pull off? Toby Watson just going to take a breather real quick. Waiting for the snap. Bradley sends a man in motion. There is the snap. He takes it low. He's going to be under attack. And he's sacked for a big loss.
Excellent.
Loss of about 6 on the play.
What a nice play by number 58.
That's another Redlecki, Matthew Redlecki, the senior.
He's just terrific. Shed his blocker. They appeared to try to handle him with a running back, but that wasn't going to work, and he bowled that guy over and had a beeline to the quarterback for a big loss on the play.
Big 3rd down now for the Warrior offense and for the Wolfpack defense. Going to try and back this camera up. Unfortunately, they're right here where this window is, and it's really hard to show you guys what's going on. 3rd and 16 at the 33. Bartosik changes the play. They'll all check their wristbands once again. Bradley in the shotgun. He has a running back to his right. He has 2 wide to either side. He'll bring one across the formation left to right. Wolfpack ready to attack. Bradley drops back. Lots of pressure. They try a screen pass. They complete it and met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3. Big tackle there by the Wolfpack. Trying to see who it was. It was Brian Gomez.
Yeah, really well diagnosed. Huge pressure on the quarterback, but that is a function of trying to set up the screenplay. But the pressure did make him throw the ball a hair bit quicker than he wanted to, and it was still defended very nicely on the play by Gomez, and it's going to be 4th and 10.
4th and 10 at the 27, 7:20 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 14-14 still the score. The Wolfpack defense really holding the Warriors in check so far here in the second half.
Yeah, this is a big play.
And they're going to go for it again here on 4th and 10.
If they can hold them after that big turnover in the third quarter. Tie game, 14-14.
Running back in motion from left to right. There's the snap, going to be design quarterback run out to the right side. He looks downfield to pass now, and he does fire one. And I think they're saying it was caught here on the Salamanca sideline. Wolfpack sideline says no, waiting for the officials to signal whether it was actually caught or not.
Yeah, it's a completion. Just enough for a first down, 12-yard gain on 4th and 10.
CSP sideline not happy with that catch call.
Yeah, it looked pretty good from here, but again, all the activity has been on the far sideline, and our vantage point for that is really very limited.
So 1st and 10 at the 16 now for the Warriors. And that's their first completed pass of the game, I believe, Doc.
Yeah, I think you're the screen pass
the screen
they completed,
pass just before that, yep.
But that was for minimal gain.
All right, down to 6:30 to play here in the third quarter. There's the snap, give to the left side, met at the line, bounces off a man, somehow gets loose and down to about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, very nice ball handling in the backfield by the Warriors. And again, very well blocked at the point of attack. Big gain on the play. It's now going to be first and goal from the 5-yard line.
6:20 to play now.
Yeah, this is a tough set of downs and distance for the Wolfpack, being significantly undersized. And Salamanca's got 10 guys within 3 yards of the ball.
Waiting on that call from their coach. And using up some clock as well, which is probably part of the strategy here. There's the snap, going to be that design quarterback run. He's hitting the backfield and brought down. Great job by the Wolfpack getting to the quarterback that time, led by number 3, Blake Beckerink.
Yeah, and number 60 had a big part of that tackle as well.
That's Colton Hamilton.
Yep.
And Colton's dad is the one who wrote us week 1 and told us he's watching overseas as he serves in the military.
Oh,
Colton's given you a heck of a show this year as he continues to be one of the top tacklers on the team.
Yeah, what a great story. And then Colton has played really well through 2.5 plus games for the Wolfpack.
2nd and 3 on the 3 for the Warriors. Wolfpack defense trying to stand strong here in a goal line situation once again. Bradley going to go under center with 2 backs behind him. He'll bring his receiver in motion from the left side of the formation to the right side. There's the give to that right side, and met in the backfield. The Wolfpack defense all over it.
Well, I can't say it enough. Every time they try to run the ends, that really gives us a chance to use our speed and quickness. And they were not. And there were 3 Wolfpack defenders there, stopping him for no gain or a 1-yard loss on the play.
I think Johnny Abers leading the way on that, if I saw it correctly. And
yeah.
Johnny's kind of been all over the field for the Wolfpack. He makes some impacts on the offense and defensive side. And a former quarterback in Johnny, I believe he was JV quarterback.
Yep. Just a little guy, a diminutive fellow, but plays with his like his hair's on fire, and certainly been an impact player for the Wolfpack tonight.
Long huddle for the Warriors now. 3rd and 4 at the 4. They've ran off a ton of clock, down to 4:15 to play here. Bradley going to go under center with 2 backs behind him. Now he checks the sideline on something. The receiver comes in motion across the formation. They're heavy to the right now. There's the snap. He'll roll out on the quarterback keeper to the left side. He heads for the goal line. He's hit there, and he'll fall forward in for a Salamanca touchdown.
Yeah, and that was really nice ball handling on his part. He's just really a lot to handle for the Class C, and made a great play. And I think that's his 3rd touchdown on the night.
I think it's all quarterback touchdowns so far. Carson White has 2, and he has 3.
Okay.
So how about that? Quarterback rushing touchdowns leading the way in this battle. They'll line up for their extra point, leading 20-14 now with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wolfpack defense really did stand strong there. They did a good job of preventing pretty much everything until that quarterback run right there.
Yep, for sure, they did.
Extra point attempt. Ball is placed, kick is up, and it is good, so it's 21-14 Salamanca.
Yep, 5 consecutive successful kicks for point after touchdown, but the Wolfpack finds themselves down for the first time on the evening, 21-14, and the offense is, that was a big turnover, the fumble, and that was a function of the punt, the pooch punt that Salamanca called, and shifted field position, and ended up having a short field to convert to the touchdown.
And yeah, I agree with you, Doc, and I think good coaching there for Coach Bartosik with that pooch punt. Caught everybody on the field off guard, I think, including people on his own sideline who were a little confused what was going on. So certainly something he practiced probably with just that starting punting team.
Yeah, well, and the quarterback, set up in the same short shotgun set that they set up, so that would make you think that they were going to run a play out of that set. But then at the last second, he dropped back 4 or 5 yards and punted it, and we just were unable to field the punt, and they got a good bounce, so it was a huge flip in field position.
Got a quick comment on here, Doc. I like this one. Give the Packs some pickle juice for these cramps.
Yeah, that works.
That's
that
a
would
good
work
idea.
too. Yeah, absolutely.
Back down 21-14, 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Salamanca to kick it away. And that boot is in the air. Back to receive it for the Wolfpack is Birchanowski. The forward man will get it and run forward. That's going to be, is that Talon Pearsons, I believe?
Yeah, Talon Persons. Yeah, very possible.
Yes, Talon Persons on the reception.
Yep.
So he was the up back and caught that. Got about 10 yards out of the return. So Wolfpack starting at decent, best field position in the last 4 drives. The 31-yard line.
Well, this is a critical possession for us. First time we've been down on the evening. Let's see how the Wolfpack responds.
And they'll come to the football. Sorry, once again, the window is in the way. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left, running back to that side. One guy in motion, that's Gomez. He'll send Whitney right up the middle behind Gomez. Nice lead block from Gomez. Nice little gain there. Gain of 6 for Whitney.
Yeah, nice shot of confidence for Sawyer. After fumbling on the last possession, Coach Bodemer comes right back to him on the very next play on the next possession, showing confidence, and he responded with a solid gain on the play.
2nd and 4 to 37. White in the shotgun. They're going to go with 2 wide to either side. And there's a flag. I'm not sure what that call is from that position from the official. He's already got the ball.
Yeah,
He's
that's right. He's headed in. That is on CSP.
I think he got him for an illegal formation. I think that they had the. If I saw it correctly, I think they had 2 guys on the line on the left side, and none on the right side. So there was no slot man, and but it still seems weird that that's the ref that made that call. Okay, we'll try it again. 2nd and 9. Give to Whitney up the middle. He's going to get about 2 or 3 on the play before he gets pummeled, and the ball does pop out. Wolfpack grab it, but they're going to say he was down by contact prior to the ball coming out.
Yeah, and he was, and that was a late whistle. But we certainly seem to be on the short end of the penalty flags this evening. It's got to be a lot to not much.
Yeah, definitely. 3rd and 6 for the Wolfpack at the 35. Crucial 3rd down now for the Pack offense to try to get something going. They'll go 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Whitney to that right side, the short side of the field. White awaits the snap. There it is. He drops back, looks to the left side of the field. He fires, has a man, and the man is hammered as he was to catch the ball. And that ball is going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, really a big hit on the play.
Cameron Heinink, the intended receiver.
Yep, and the Salamanca defender.
Oh, but he's hurt. It's the quarterback.
Yep. He comes up hobbling. It looks like he banged up his knee or his ankle, but we'll certainly keep an eye on that. That would be
that's their star, man.
Huge blow.
Yeah, Peyton Bradley, that player, he has all their touchdowns so far today, and he's made all their big plays defensively as well.
Yeah, he told the trainer to get away. That was comical. He just leave me alone.
Looks like he just wants to stretch it out. I don't think
maybe.
he really wants anyone to bother him.
Yep.
All right, Wolfpack looking to punt now.
Huh.
Horton, the punter, waits for the snap. Wolfpack get their line set now finally. They're going to send a man in motion. That's Birchanowski across the formation. There's the signal. The ball in the air, fielded by Horton. He gets the kick in the air. Another really nice punt from Michael Horton. Takes a nice bounce. Almost hit a Salamanca player. And that was very close to hitting number 13.
Yes, it was. But it didn't. But yes, it was. Very
Remy
close.
Foreman had to pull himself back there. He would have kept on going at the pace he was going. He would have ran right into the football. And the Wolfpack were hoping he was going to.
Yep. Yeah, and the quarterback, he jogs gingerly back onto the field, so it'll be interesting to see if his mobility is affected at all from that injury that he sustained on that big hit to close the last defensive stand for Salamanca. But he does a whole lot of stuff on both sides of the ball for the Warriors.
I think that was a 43-yard punt for Horton, so another really nice punt for him.
Nice kick.
Start at their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Warriors, 2:22 to play here in the third quarter. They lead 21-14 over the Wolfpack. Fumbled snap. Wolfpack all over it. Going to be a tackle for a loss there. And I don't know why they didn't blow that dead as soon as that was a fumbled snap, unless they didn't have control of the ball.
Well, yeah, and once his knee is down, then that's
a defenseless quarterback on his knee is not a safe situation.
Yep, got to blow that dead the second that his knee hits the ground, but he certainly can try to field a fumbled punt or a loose ball until that happens. But that's a big, nice
5-yard
loss on the play. Yep, so 2nd and 15.
Bradley gets the call from his coach, calls it out to his offensive line. They'll get set now, 2 wide to the left side, 1 to the right. He'll send a man in motion towards the right. Low snap again. He reels this one. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking. Now he's under pressure, rolling to his right side. He's going to get to the sideline, throw it up, and throw it away. Nearly intercepted on the back end by the Wolfpack.
Yep, and that gave us a good chance to check out his mobility, which does not look impaired. He was able to elude that Wolfpack tackler with relative ease and looks to be moving pretty good on that sore ankle or knee.
3rd and 15 at the 21. 1:29 to play here in the third quarter. 21-14 Salamanca. Nice little dogfight we got going on here at the top of Class C North, as Southwestern has already moved to 3-0. These two teams are 2-0, as is Chautauqua Lake. And we're looking to see who is going to rise to the top here in the C South.
That quarterback is big. Look at him compared to the tailback.
Peyton Bradley, and he certainly does. He looks like a tailback or maybe even a receiver. Really tall kid, really strong kid. He's in the shotgun, waits for the snap. He'll take it, design quarterback run. He's going to throw it now on a screen pass, and they're going to pick up minimal yardage there. I think 3 on the play. Well, actually, it's going to be 8 because they were 5 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. So gain of about 8 on the play.
Right, but certainly way short of the first down. It's going to be, like as you mentioned, 4th and 8. They got to be punting from deep in their own half of the field.
This is an opportunity for the Wolfpack now because this is the first true punt of the game for Salamanca. They put Burchanowski and Blake Beckering deep, 2 very fast guys that could really, change the complexity of the field position battle right now. Ready to punt. Their quarterback is their punter, Bradley. There's the snap. He'll get it in the air. A nice punt.
Like he could have blocked that.
Towering punt. Going to be fair caught there by Burchanowski at the 40.
Well, you see, that's all the difference in the world because we're able to fair catch that punt. We're starting the ball on our own 40, which is way better than on our own 20, which is what happened on that last pooch punt. So makes a big difference, and hopefully the CSP offense can get in motion and get in gear here and get a score, and then it'll be interesting. Are you going to go for the 1 in the kick or the 2 if we happen to score?
39 seconds to play in the third quarter. Wolfpack trail by 7, 21-14. They start at their own 40. And Carson White is in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap. He'll give to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to get past that initial defensive line. Gain of about 3 on the play for him as he's drugged down from behind.
Yeah, and again,
injury for Salamanca.
Those are just tough yards to come by between the tackles, and it's important to keep the defense honest. So that's what I'm sure Coach White and Coach Bodum are attempting to do with their offensive philosophy. But those are tough yards to come by.
Watch this here, Doc. Evan Spruce, the defensive end on the near side of the field, wanted to come off the field. He was unable to. There's a pass to Burchanowski completed for a gain of about 4 on the play. So Spruce wants to come off the field. He's holding his hand. I think he was injured on the previous play. The Wolfpack get back to the line so fast he's unable to. And again, he's holding his hand. Look at him trying to come to the sideline. He'll get to now as the third quarter comes to an end.
Yeah, all he has to do is get the officials' attention, and on an injury situation, the official is going to give him every opportunity to get out of the game if he thinks so. But, yes, the end of the third quarter, 21-14 Salamanca in a tremendous game, but the Wolfpack are going to be 3rd and 1 when we start the fourth quarter.
And will the story of the fourth, Doc, be Salamanca using their size and strength to wear down the Wolfpack, or will the Wolfpack now turn on the Jets late in the game with better conditioning and run rough shot on the Warriors. We'll find out after this quick commercial break.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 sports stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
Fourth quarter here in Salamanca. It's 21-14. The Warriors leading the Wolfpack, but the Wolfpack have a 3rd and 2 here at the 48-yard line. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. He's going to get to the line. Oh, actually, it's a misdirection play over to the far sideline. Going to be a gain of about 10 on the play for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, rarely do I have one that you don't have, but that was a tremendous fake to Sawyer up the middle. And again, give the Wolfpack offensive coordinator some credit, constantly continuing to run tackle to tackle. Salamanca had to respect that, but this time Carson faked the ball to the inside, was able to achieve the first down with ease by running the little bootleg on the far sideline.
White gives to Whitney now up the middle. Nice momentum for Whitney. Going to be a gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, there we go. This is really a nice drive. This is our second or third first down that we've had on this drive, and we seem to be moving the ball. Inside, we made 5 solid yards there, and Carson has certainly been very effective throwing the ball as well tonight.
2nd and 4 at the 33. There's the snap. Give to Whitney. Or is that quarterback keeper once again? And he got me again. Carson White is really good at tucking that football.
Yeah, that was. It was a great fake, and this is exactly the same play that they ran 2 plays ago. Both were very effective. Both were able to achieve a first down, and the Wolfpack offense is very methodically moving the ball down the field here at the beginning of the 4th quarter, down by 1 touchdown.
He puts his ball right in that hip pocket, man. You can't see it, so... All right, 1st and 10 at that 23. There's the snap. He'll roll to the right side. Under pressure, going to get to the sideline and get out of bounds. Going to be a short gain, 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah.
There's a late flag coming in.
Now, maybe that's a late hit.
He was tripped on the sideline on the far side after the contact. I think it was Cam Eining on the carry, by the way. Waiting for the call. Yep. Going to be unsportsmanlike against the Warriors. This is a bad spot to take one of those penalties.
Yes, absolutely. That does nothing but help the Wolfpack cause.
So gain of 3 on the play officially, and then the penalty on top of that's going to be, I believe, half the distance because there's not enough room to march off 15 there.
Well, that's a big penalty. It takes it down just inside the 10-yard line.
Yep.
Or just at the 10-yard line.
We'll say 1st and 10 at the 10, though. Looks like they may be able to acquire a first down before they score. There's the snap, the throw, just out of reach of the receiver. That would have been a touchdown had it been caught. Intended receiver on the play was Johnny Abers.
Yeah. Yep. Incomplete pass, trying to catch him off guard, I think.
Nice play right after the penalty, too.
Yep. We've been so successful rushing the football, and...
All right, White in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his left. There's the snap. Give to Whitney. Whitney going to get past that initial burst, and he drags the entire defense forward. Really nice gain there by Sawyer Whitney.
Yeah, it was a really hard run, and I was concerned about the CSP line wearing down in the 4th quarter, but I think that the big fellows from the Warriors are certainly short of wind right now, and Sawyer was able to make a great gain on the play. They can get a first down just inside the 1, but I'd way rather see them score.
3rd and 3, fakes the handoff, throws it out to the receiver on the far side, and Burchanowski tries everything to get to the goal line, but he's not going to get there.
Well, they called him down immediately. When he caught the ball, he went down to one knee to achieve the reception, but in doing so, the official, and I think correctly so, blew the play dead the second that happened. So now it's going to be 4th and 4 for a first down from the 5-yard line. So, yeah, a big play.
All right, White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. He has Whitney to his left. Waiting for the snap. There it is. He'll look to throw. He'll roll to that left. Now he's going to go right up and take on contact at the 4-yard line and get tackled there. Interesting decision there by Carson White.
Yep, yeah, that as many good decisions as he's made throughout the course of the game, that probably wasn't one of them right there. A lot of traffic in the middle of the field when he decided to tuck the ball and keep it rather than throw it. But, turnover on downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 from our own 4-yard line.
It looked like maybe there Carson was trying a little bit of the magic that Peyton Bradley's had all day.
Yep.
I thought he'd just run people over and get in the end zone, and he might have had it been a little bit smaller defensive line.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 4.5, 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's critical to keep them penned down here in their own half of the field.
Bradley under center, 3 backs in the backfield. There's the snap. He'll roll back, give it to the right side, and that might be a safety.
They did get a safety.
Wolf
Players say it's
safety. I'm not seeing any sign from any official, though.
Oh, he's gonna mark it just.
Right on the goal line.
Jiminy crickets. That was critical.
Great play by the left side of the defensive line,
boy,
Troy Chambers and Matthew Redlecki.
I would love to see a replay of that where the ball was. We certainly can't tell from 50 yards away, but it sure looked like he had a safety, and the defense reacted with the safety signal 2 hands above your head. But the one guy that made a difference, the official said the ball was out of the across the line before his knee went down, and that ball is marked literally 1 foot from the goal line.
2nd and 13 on the goal line. 8:50 to play in the game. Wolfpack trail 21-14. Bradley takes the snap. He bobbles it for a moment. Now he'll throw. He airs it out. He's got a man overthrows his receiver. I think I got that camera turned just in time to see that. Oh, there's a flag.
Oh, no.
What is that flag?
What was that?
There was no contact at all between the receiver and the cornerback. What is that call?
Coach Bodemer is livid in disbelief.
The Wolfpack did everything right there. I'm not sure what the call is going to be. Unless it's unsportsmanlike conduct for celebrating.
Yeah, maybe he said something. Isn't that a holding?
It looked like a holding call.
Oh my goodness.
Not sure I understand that one at all.
I mean, and there was separation between the defender and the receiver as well. Jiminy crickets.
He marks off a big 10-yarder.
Automatic 1st down.
Oh, wow. That changes the complexity of the entire situation.
That was huge.
Wolfpack had done everything right defensively there.
Yeah.
Thought they had a safety, and then now they give up a big penalty.
Yeah. And maybe the hold was in the process of the route by the time we had, deflected our view. But, boy, that was huge.
1st and 10 at the 16 for the Warriors. Clock now running down. 8:40 to play here in the game. Wolfpack need to get a stop and get the ball back to try to even this thing out.
Yeah, they sure do, because this now that they've got a little room to breathe, even if they go 3 rushes and out, they're going to run a whole ton of time off the clock. So, yeah, that
Gain
was...
of 1 on that carry to the left side. But you're right, Doc, they're definitely running the clock now. Down to 8:15 to play. Now whistle's coming in.
Yeah, I think Coach Bodemer wants a timeout or an explanation.
I'm not sure how it's a 10-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down on a hold.
Yeah.
If it was pass interference, sure, but if it was a hold, no. Too late to ask for that explanation anyway. They've already ran a play, so. And now they're coming over to talk to Coach Bartosik as well. I wonder if the clock... Maybe a clock adjustment here that they're looking for. Yep, it was. I can hear next door to us. They're asking for a slight adjustment on the clock. Now seeing some personnel changes for the Warriors. They'll take advantage of this change and stoppage in time. Put in some receivers. They'll go 3 wide to the right. Bradley in the shotgun. So we're sitting at 7:59 to play now. They did have quite a bit of time back on the clock.
Jeez.
I think they ran it down there about 20 seconds further. Waiting for the snap. Still none. Low snap fielded there.
Still
and he'll
fumbled.
fall down.
Yep.
Michael Spiesman on the tackle.
Yeah, and I give the quarterback credit for falling on that. He made the first attempt to try to pick up the fumbled snap, but then could see that the Wolfpack defense was approaching him, and so he just covered it up, and that was it. But it's going to be 3rd and 13.
Big play here.
Yep, not a real great down and distance for this Warrior offense. Still, inside their own 20-yard line.
Clock ticking down to about 7 minutes to play here. Wolfpack trail by 7. Bradley in the shotgun. 3 wide to his right. There's the snap. He'll roll to that right side. He's still looking for a man. He's going to fire it over the head of the defenders, and nothing going to happen there. Wolfpack almost picked that off.
Yeah, we had 4 or 5 defenders in the midst of one receiver, and that just is a function of Salamanca being so rushing reliant that when it comes time for them to throw the ball, it's just not something that they're comfortable doing. Although they did convert a big 4th down, 4th and 12 with a little square out pass pattern, but certainly not in their comfort zone. And now here's a big punt. The punter is actually in the end zone. How about a bad snap?
There's the snap. Fielded cleanly. 6:51 to play. There's the boot away. Burchanowski tracking it. Going to let it bounce.
Get away.
Takes a CSP bounce.
Get away. I think so too. Son of a gun.
I'm not sure who that Wolfpack player was. The Wolfpack sideline saying he was pushed into it.
Yeah, I think that's wishful thinking. You just have to get away from that punt. They just have got to get away from that punt. And that's,
That might be a backbreaker right there.
Yep, it sure is, because they're just going to continue to run 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, rushing the football, and now they have way better field position. Even though they're still in their own half of the field, it's on their own 44, instead of their own 14, for example. But, that was a huge play.
Looks like Talon Pearsons was the player who was pushed into the ball. Sorry.
Yep.
All right, 6:41 to play, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Bradley under center. There's the snap. A pitch to the right side. Here come the Wolfpack. Going to be a loss on the play. Nice tackle made in the backfield by Cam Eining.
Yeah, for sure. And again, every time they try to run our ends, the speed and quickness of our defense has been excellent tonight. And, they try to run this near sideline, and Cameron Eining was Johnny on the spot and made another great defensive play. But the clock continues to run, and the Warriors are in absolutely no hurry.
Well, they're going to use every second they can, down to 6:10 to play. Here on 2nd and 17 from their own 37. And everyone just waiting. They know they're running that clock. Coach Bartosik not going to even give them a play call until it gets close.
Yeah, and if I could get my binoculars to the back judge counts at 10.
Yeah, he's swinging his arm.
Yep, he is.
And now what's the call here? Timeout?
Yep.
Timeout Salamanca. They ran it down too far that time.
Yep.
There is a clock down here in the far end zone, Doc, for play clock.
Nice.
Just realized that was there.
Yep, me.
So 5:49 to play. 2nd and a lot for the Warriors. 21-14 Salamanca leads. Quick word from our sponsor. We'll come right back.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
And welcome back into Salamanca. It's 21-14 Warriors leading the Wolfpack with 5:49 to play. 2nd and 17 at their own 37 for Salamanca. And their quarterback, Bradley, going to be under center with 2 backs behind him in that heavy formation that we saw quite a few times in the first half. Wolfpack have 7 men in the box. They move an 8th man in. They're going to roll out the pass to the right side. Fires, has a man, completes it up to the 45-yard line, and maybe to the 46. The clock's still running.
Yeah, they run that little square out. That's the pass pattern that they have some confidence in. Ran it successfully that time for a 7 or 8 yard gain on the play. Stopped the clock. Not.
It's rolling. Yeah, they said it was rolling. So he was pushed out of bounds. They said he was trying to initiate contact with the ground before he was pushed out of bounds. So keeps it rolling. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, I should say, at the 45. 5:14 to play. They're going to get it down below 5 minutes. I'll tell you what, those play clocks in the end zone, not running. They're not helping us at all, Doc.
Well, I looked and I couldn't see it, but then I've got other things on my mind, I guess. And we got 3rd and 9 here, and we still have a chance, but the clock is not our friend.
They're going to send a guy in motion across the formation. They're going to try a wide receiver screen to him. It's not there. They'll dump it off over the middle. Troy Chambers says that's enough of this. He'll bring down the running back. And it's going to be a gain of about 7 on the play, get him past midfield, but not enough for a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be short. Now, it's really going to be interesting whether Coach Bartosik elects. Boy, that was a terrible spot.
That helps the Wolfpack.
Oh, it does. Because it really was within 4th and 1, but now it's 4th and 3. That is really
a
bad
call on the field.
Yep, don't understand that spot at all, but I'm not going to argue about it. But
Wolfpack burned their first there with 4:24 to play. Good stoppage here. You don't want to sit around and wait before a 4th down.
No, for sure, and it would be to our advantage if Salamanca goes for it 4th and 3. If we can stop them, because we're going to have great field position at the 50-yard line. I got to think he's thinking about punting this because the punter is really a good athlete, and he's probably going to punt the ball inside the 20. So, 80 yards to go for a touchdown is way tougher than going 50. And got to believe that that's what he's going to do. But, he's a lot smarter than me.
We'll see what Coach Bartosik dials up for the Salamanca Warriors. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Wolfpack, they got to be talking about a couple things. One, don't do anything stupid here and jump off sides.
Yeah, great point. That is a great point because, it is less than 5 yards, and the flags have been flying relatively easily on those 5-yard penalties against the Wolfpack tonight. So you're right, got to watch the ball.
Salamanca lines up to go for it. We'll see if it's that pooch kick again, though, as their quarterback Bradley's in the shotgun. Last time he just dropped back 3 or 4 steps and kicked it. Still up in that shotgun formation. 3 wide to his right. He'll send somebody across the formation. And something weird happened at the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, which way is this going to go?
The center moved, and then the guard moved.
And Salamanca's very sure it's on CSP, and the official is looking like it is too.
I mean, the center and guard both moved, and nobody else on the Salamanca side moved. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Did they get a timeout in there before the flag? Did Bartosik call timeout?
Did we call timeout?
CSP
maybe?
had the previous timeout, so they couldn't call timeout. It had to have been Bartosik calling the timeout for Salamanca there, and maybe bailing his offensive line out just in time.
Right. There's been some weird sequences and weird situations here in this game tonight, but I'm mystified about a couple of these things.
The call on the field is timeout Salamanca.
Yep. Yeah, but I think that they were going to try the infamous hard count in an effort to draw CSP off sides and achieve that first down via penalty rather than trying to rush the football. But something Chad Bartosik saw, and he did call timeout. That was exactly what happened.
I think if it would have been that design quarterback run, they would have ran right into Troy Chambers, who was going to come unblocked off the end.
Yep.
4th and 3 once again. And again, they line up in that kind of pooch punt formation where he's up in a shotgun right now. That is Bradley. But he very easily could drop back into that punter position.
I think that's what he's going to do.
Wolfpack have everybody up in the box right now. Nobody back.
Yeah, I would still have one guy back to try to make a fair catch.
There he goes, dropping back to punt.
Drop us back. Drop us back.
There he goes. Gavin Burchanowski and the flag coming in. And the Wolfpack are clapping. I think they got it on Salamanca.
Yeah. Yeah, this has really been a strange sequence. We've had 10 minutes of chronological time and no football time. It's just been flags and timeouts and change of strategy, and now we have a wholesale change of personnel for Salamanca.
Yeah, the actual
They're just
punt
going
team
to punt,
comes on
and
now
they're going to punt now
with 4th and 8. So 4:22 to play. The Wolfpack going to try and get a return here out of Burchanowski and Beckerink, as they're going to need a nice starting position. But this is a very talented punter that Salamanca has here in their quarterback, Bradley. There's a low snap. He fields it, gets it up in the air.
Oh.
He's going to angle that one towards the 30. Wolfpack.
Get away from
Going
it.
to get away from it. It's
Get
going to
away
bounce back
from it.
towards him
It
again.
is. I know.
And down by the Warriors at the 29-yard line. Another dangerous punt.
Oh, we got to work on that, because that's just, I mean, that oblong football, nobody knows how that's going to bounce. And as soon as you assume it's going to bounce forward, it bounces sideways or backwards. And that was precariously close to another Wolfpack special teams player. So, hey, we got the ball. We've got 4 minutes and 11 seconds. We got to score. And if we score, are you going to go for two or are you going to kick?
We'll find out if the Wolfpack can get there and make it interesting. There's the snap. White looks. He's going to throw and almost throws an interception, deflected at the line by the Warriors. Dangerous pass there by Carson White.
Yeah, it was, and but 4 minutes is plenty of time, but we have to be making good decisions and taking care of that football.
So I think the design there was that wide receiver screen to the right side. White saw something on the breaking man across, who was actually going to be a blocker, and decided to rip one at him, and unfortunately didn't pay off for him. 2nd and 10 for the Pack at the 29. White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. He fires. Same receiver. Completes the pass this time. Breaks the tackle on a Wolfpack first down.
Excellent pass and reception for the Wolfpack. First down on the play. Get a little bit of momentum and get 2 or 3 first downs here. And again, that was quick. Like 5 seconds ran off the clock.
I believe Burchanowski was the man on the reception. I could be wrong on that one. They were moving too fast for me there, Doc. White in the shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack at the 42. 3 wide to the left. There's the snap. He'll roll to that left side. Looks to throw. Fires over the head of Cameron Einink.
Oh, and a big late hit.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, big late hit.
Sawyer Whitney was just flattened in midfield well after the whistle.
Yeah, both sidelines are asking for a flag there. And that contact took place a second after the pass was, a full second after the pass was incomplete, and it was a big hit on both sides. And
well behind the play too, not anywhere near
yes,
the
right. Totally inconsequential to the play and the ball.
And now an injured Wolfpack member on the near sideline. Looks like another cramp. So cramp counter. We should have done it. I think it's up to 3 at this point for the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure is what it looks like, but he's not in any distress other than just trying to stretch that cramp out.
What the trainers worked on that leg. 3:47 to play. If we reset the stage, Wolfpack trail by 7, 21-14. 2nd and 10 on the 43-yard line. And Doc, we've seen him come out, throwing the ball here in this final 4 minutes, a little 4-minute drill kind of thing going on. 4-minute drill typically is the offense is trying to waste clock, but
right. But we have a good offensive strategy. We've been very successful throwing the ball as a general rule, and rushed the ball successfully on occasion. We have decent field position with the ball. I'm not even sure where they got the down marker. The 45-yard line, certainly a doable deal with 3:47 to go, and it's just a question that the Salamanca defense has been tough. We've only scored 14 points on the night and have not scored in the second half, so they made some nice adjustments at halftime and slowed the Wolfpack juggernaut offense down, and certainly both teams have played well tonight.
We're in a thriller between 2-0 teams. And it's going to come right down to the wire here as we get to finish this one out with you here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Lots of other action happening around the area, and hoping to get you guys some scores here of some of the other C-South action. Unfortunately, not seeing any posted just yet.
Well, we've got the cramp figured out, and we are in our offensive formation. Certainly looks like we're going to throw the ball with all these wideouts, but I got to believe that's the primary strategy with the clock being an issue.
3:47 to play, 3 wide. There's the wide receiver screen whistle blown before he even caught it. Johnny Abers with the catch, but not going to count. They got a penalty against Salamanca here. Looks like encroachment.
Yeah, it's got to be of the 5-yard variety. Yeah, the nothing but help for the down and distance, and we achieve 5 yards with no time running off the clock. Can't beat that. 2nd and 5, but let's take advantage of it.
2nd and 5 at that 47-yard line. 3:45 to play. Wolfpack come out of the huddle. 3 wide to the left. 1 over there by himself to the right. Waits for that snap. White going to look, and again the whistle blows.
Jeez, oh man.
I think they got Salamanca again.
We're going to be here till midnight.
They did. They got the left defensive end for Salamanca lining up in the neutral zone. Home crowd not happy with that call at all, but he certainly was. If you look at the replay, I don't think it's shown on the screen or not. Probably not because it was against them. But he certainly did line up in the neutral zone. Wow. Crazy train of events there.
Uh-huh. Well, now, listen, guys, that has got 2 5-yard penalties. That has got to be a first down. They have yet to move the chain.
Seems to be some confusion with the chain gang. The marker for the down is not even in the right place. So they're going to come out and measure to see if it's a first down after 2 penalties.
Come on, those are 2 5-yard penalties. What in the world?
Fantastic.
Come on, guys. They're 2 5-yard non-contact.
We need some Benny Hill music while they're doing this, I think. This is incredible.
Watch it be short. I think it is short.
It is about an inch short. So his first 5-yard measurement or his second 5-yard measurement wasn't long enough? That's the question.
Oh, come on, guys. I hope somebody tells me I'm wrong. I hope somebody can give me an explanation for how that happened.
If you saw something different, let us know in the comments.
Right, absolutely.
That made no sense. And by the way, they got the first down.
Oh, now they got the first down.
Bizarre.
Oh, that was...
All right. Wolfpack first down, 3:44 to play.
They measured.
There's the snap, the give to Whitney up the middle. He's got running room. He's going to get about 5 or 6 on the play.
Yeah, now that we are starting to wear down the ends. Now Salamanca is going to have an injured player. No, maybe not. He is gonna hobble off, but certainly a little bit under the weather. But we got to realize that there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go on a running clock.
There's the snap. White going to throw that wide receiver screen. Burchanowski has it up to the 40. He's going to break a tackle up to the 40 or the 35, and he gets to the sideline at about the 34, I would say, Doc.
Yep, and he got out of bounds to stop the clock, but the clock would have stopped as they repositioned the the chain gang anyway.
3:10 to play.
I still can't believe they measured for a first down after 2 5-yard penalties. This doesn't make any sense to me. No time elapsed on the clock.
Seeing some wild things happening here in Salamanca. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right. He's got Whitney to that side, 1 wide to the near side. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. Now he's going to run with it and get tackled in the backfield. I think that Whitney actually tried to take the ball, and White didn't want to give it to him, and they almost lost the ball and a fumble there.
I do think it was a mini bubble screen on the far side of the field that they were trying to set up. And, there definitely was a miscommunication on the exchange between Whitney and White. Whether it was supposed to happen or not, I don't know. But that certainly upset the rhythm of the play. And
2:40 to play now, Doc. They run quite a bit of clock off right there.
Yep, they did. 2nd and 11.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right, Whitney to that side. Back ring to the near side. He'll roll to his right, looking to throw downfield. Pressure in his face. He's going to outrun it. Now he's going to run into some more trouble and throw it away on the far sideline. Clock stops at 2:22.
Yep, good that the clock stopped. We are running out of downs. It's going to be 3rd and 11.
Wolfpack going to have to find something here. What can Coach Greg White dial up for his offense? This is pretty much the ball game, Doc. I mean, they got 2 more downs to go.
Yep. It's going to be definitely 4-down territory, but we got to get ourselves a first down, and 2 minutes and 22 seconds is enough to get the 35 or 36 yards that we need. But we are going to have to get a first down here.
White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll follow Whitney to the right side. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to come back to his left. He's got lots of running room back to the left.
Yep.
And there he goes all the way to the far side. Gets out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Excellent
Should be enough
choice
for a first down.
Yeah, close. It's going to be
Carson
really
White
close. Great play. Rolling to the right. The play was designed to go to the right, throw the ball down the field.
They got a bad spot.
Yeah, but they moved the chains, so the first down is the critical thing.
24-yard line the spot instead of the 21. First down, as you said, Doc. Got out of bounds, stopped the clock at 2:11. First and 10 at the 20, the 26, 25-yard line.
25.
There's the snap. White gives to Whitney up the middle. Whitney takes off. He's got room down to about the 13.
Yep, excellent play. Sawyer Whitney running hard. He got a little hop in his step and certainly is excited. More than 10 yards, another first down. CSP is marching with 2:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. They need a score to pull within one, and then it's going to be the decision of whether to kick to tie or go for two in the win.
White gives to Whitney again. Whitney going to try to get to the corner this time.
Get out of bounds.
And he gets hit right there at the line. The clock will keep running.
Yep.
Gain of gain of 1 for Sawyer Whitney.
Yep. Would have been nice if he got out of bounds, but pretty well defended by Salamanca. Going to be second down. We still can get a first down without scoring. What is it, 2nd and 9 from the 12-yard line.
1:30 to play now. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He rolls to that right side. He's looking and going to get to the sideline. I don't know how many yards he got there, Doc. 5?
Yep. Looked like he about split the sticks.
Gets the clock stopped at 1:17. And, man, what a thriller we're watching here tonight in Salamanca.
It's been a great game.
Wolfpack on the verge of trying an attempt to tie this thing up here as they're down inside the red zone, down inside the 10-yard line now.
Boy, that scoreboard is blinding.
It is. White in the shotgun. 3rd and 6 from the 9. The snap. He'll give to Whitney. Whitney going to get to the edge. He's got some room to run, and they close the gap quick on him.
Yep.
Gain of maybe a yard on the play for Sawyer Whitney.
Yep, they closed fast on that play, and very well defended because it certainly, from our vantage point, looked like he had an edge or an angle to get to the end zone. But Salamanca made a nice play on defense and got a timeout on the field.
Yeah, Wolfpack forced to take a timeout there, I believe, as it comes down to 1:04 to play. Doc, we're going to stay with them here. We're not going to leave at the moment. Too interesting of a moment we have here in this game, and what's interesting to me is, these two teams both come in as 2 of the top 4 potentially in the C-South, or at least it's seeming that way after 2 weeks, and they're putting on a heck of a show. This is the only big battle between 2 undefeateds this week in C-South, as the other 2 undefeated teams had teams that had already lost previously in Portville and Springville. So this is the one everybody was kind of watching, and it has not disappointed.
It's been a great game. And actually, CSP dominated the first quarter, but since then, Salamanca has pretty much had the upper hand, although it was still a very close, very well-played contest on both sides of the ball. But the Wolfpack are knocking on the door, and they need a score here with 1:04 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Big play now for the Pack. Is it 4th down, Doc? 4th and 6. I thought it was 3rd down.
Yeah, I did too.
4th and 6. White drops back.
He's open.
He has. It's dropped at the goal line.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh, you gotta. Oh, your heart goes out to that kid. That was a touchdown and
Blake
dropped
Becker.
it in the end zone. Yeah, and we could had a great angle at it from up here, a little crossing route across the middle, and the ball was on the mark, and he was in the end zone, but he just couldn't haul it in. So
heartbreak for Blake Becker there.
Yeah, it's 1 minute to go. We don't have enough timeouts to stop the clock. So this is an academic deal. They're going to take probably 2 or 3 knees is what it's going to take. And we have 1 timeout left. But, again, that's going to be an academic timeout. So, wow.
What a tough ending.
Yeah.
And we saw a thriller here. The Wolfpack almost able to knot it up here with less than a minute to play. Doc, did you see enough from the Wolfpack tonight to think they can compete with Chautauqua Lake or with Southwestern?
I preliminarily I would say yes, but it's always a dicey opinion when I have not seen either one of those two teams play. Southwestern et al. And Chautauqua Lake et al. Haven't seen them play, so it's really tough to know. But yes, I would say that we have a legitimate shot to be competitive with them, but I do think that those are going to be tough teams for us, as we talked about to start the show.
And, Salamanca got to be pretty happy with this one. They're going to come out of here squeaking off this win after being down twice in the first half. And just their persistence and just pounding the football is the way they got the job done tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. They've maybe only had 2 completed passes. Both were important for first downs, but certainly a rushing dominated attack, and their quarterback is really a nice player. But great game. Certainly enjoyed the broadcast. Kids played hard, but it's pretty tough ending.
We need a player of the game, Doc. That's tough in a loss, I know.
Let's give it to the Salamanca quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been the outstanding individual player. I think we got to give him credit, and certainly was the difference in the game.
Yeah, I think he made those 2 big defensive plays, too, that kind of changed the tempo as well.
Yeah, and made the pooch punt that flipped the field that led to one of their scores. So, the Wolfpack played hard, very proud of their effort, but, that's the direction I think it goes.
That Neil Down's going to do it here in Salamanca. The Wolfpack going to fall to the Warriors in a hard-fought 21-14 ball game, and that might be the best football I've seen played, honestly, locally in quite some time. Doc, we got to go to a state championship last year. It was incredible.
Oh, for sure.
But the Wolfpack, they really just beat everybody up on the way there. There was nothing close about any of those games.
Yep.
Maybe Effie in the first half at the stadium. That was about it.
Right. Utter dominance.
Exactly. and that's fun to watch. A good slobber knocker like this one's a lot of fun to watch too.
Yeah, for sure. And when you move up a classification, week to week it may not make any difference, but month to month and year to year, the C's are a little bit better than the D's, and you're going to find a little better brand of football in the C's, and the B's are a little better than the C's. Over a long period of time, that's just the way it goes. And so yeah, there's going to be a little tougher schedule this year, and we're looking forward to those games down the way. And the kids played hard. It was a well-fought football game, but they just came up on the short end of the stick.
You can see a little bit tough defeat for the Wolfpack as they come out of the handshake line. You can see it on their faces. They're a little struggling with this a little bit, but they don't have anything to hang their heads on. They just played a really good defending runner-up in the state right down to the last minute here, and really had a shot at this thing right up until the end. Wolfpack followed 2-1 in the season. Path does not get easier, Doc. Next week, back in Clymer to face Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brockton.
Yeah, there you go. Won't that be a homecoming of many different sorts? And you got to feel for the CSP kids. These are not a group of kids that are used to losing. I believe they were undefeated on their JV team last year, and that is a bunch of the kids that are on this team, along with the 2s and the 3s from the state championship team last year. So this group has not been faced with defeat much, and that really is going to be a test of their character to come back next week and continue to be competitive. And I got to believe we have a real shot at Chautauqua Lake. I think that playing at home, a great field will be a great atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think our kids will bounce back.
And if you're into coaching battles, especially high school coaching battles, there's no better one than what's going to happen next week. Ty Harper and Bodemer, that's a great battle. But what I'm talking about very specifically is Chris Payne versus Greg White. They know each other so well, and Greg's got some special things dialed up for Chris, and Chris is going to bring the pressure and try and get after Carson and force Greg to make some mistakes play call wise. So
yeah, for sure,
we're going to see some fun next week.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it, and it'll be a great one, and certainly we'll enjoy this. I'll be back on the public address and Clymer for that, but you and Brad will bring the radio viewers the game, and I'm sure that they will enjoy your broadcast just as well as I enjoyed working with you tonight.
Doc, happy to have you back. It wasn't quite a state championship, but we had fun. The Wolfpack fell to 2-1, losing 21-14 tonight to Salamanca. We're going to sign off, get these fans out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Drive safe, and thanks once again for joining the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. Join us next time for all the action, channel989.org.
Wow.